be in bed right now, but you're not. You're hanging out with me. We're all degenerates. That or you're in another part of the planet. I don't know. I mean, yeah, no, I ain't sleepy because I'm a mega super duper night owl. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna be checking out the Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary Showcase, and we're gonna have a good time doing it. So I think you and we're just gonna hang out for a little bit. Music is much louder. You can't really hear ya. I turned the music down purposefully too. It should be gone now though. I even turned it down. But I don't live alone, so we're gonna be staying out and around this volume level right now. So just let me know if this is I can scoot up a little bit closer to the mic, but I don't want to go much above this decibel level. So I think we're just gonna hang out. I think we're just gonna hang out for a little bit. We're gonna do morning Monster Hunter radio, just you and me, me and you guys. CR-VODcanic in the bumfuck early morning. I'm not gonna play ASMR volumes. All right with me. I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play any of the top hits because I don't want to get copyright claimed. So no music. I don't know where you live, so we're not gonna do weather. I also don't know where you live, so we're not gonna do traffic. So best of luck. Monster Hunter radio. That'd be kind of funny. I'm just not feeling tired, so I start streaming at like 5 o'clock in the morning. We do the early morning radio. I just woke up, so this is honestly interesting. I make no promises I'll stay awake. Hey man, do what you gotta do. You're good. I got buddies who are going to like work right now. I really hope they see the notification that I started streaming and laugh. I might stream again later tonight after I go to bed. Play like just any one of the Monster Hunters, and we'll just like we'll talk and whatnot. Do something fun. We know it's not going to be any new games, but part of me is coping for a port remaster of the number titles. Yeah, Riley, I kind of feel that a little bit. They said they weren't going to announce anything new, and realistically, that probably means they're not announcing anything, except, like maybe merchandise. But, technically speaking, a port or a remaster wouldn't be a new game, but yeah, no, I don't think they're going to be announcing product, which is fine. I mean, they just announced that they're doing some ports over of both of the Stories games. I think like yesterday they're both getting I think they're getting a bundle for the Switch, and then they're putting the OG Stories on like Switch and like Steam and like specifically PlayStation 4. Worst case scenario, they announce a second Monster Hunter movie. Yeah, that would be worst case scenario. I don't know why. That guy, all those Resident Evil movies were right there to warn people, and yet they gave him another movie. I don't know why. It's still Capcom too. Like they should know. I mean, I guess those Resident Evil movies made some chunk of change because they made like 8 of them or something. So I don't know. But I don't think anybody saw the Monster Hunter movie because that Monster Hunter movie came out like right in the middle of the pandemic, like right in the middle of it when no one was doing anything. That was like peak spooky sickness. Most likely attacks right off. Yeah. They should have done what they did to Batgirl and just thrown it in the trash for no one to see ever again for a tax write off. World might be a slightly better place. My best friend has one blasphemous take. He thinks it's not bad. Hey man, the subjective opinions of art is a beautiful thing. That's all I'll say. I'm just wondering why they would have this whole special program to remind us of what we already know. I don't think it's. I don't think this is really going to be like a pitch sale type of thing. Like I don't think they're probably going to play like the Wilds trailer at the end. I think they're mostly just going to like talk about Monster Hunter. They talk about like the history of the games, how much they've enjoyed making it, what it means to them. Probably go through a reel of footage or something like that. I think it's really just going to be like an appreciation thing. Just kind of basking in the fact that this thing has been around for 20 years, and it is going as strong as it is. I think this is going to be, a touchy feely, feel good type of stream, and not anything meant to really kind of like blow your socks off. Just something to kind of enjoy. Happy to know I'm not the only one pulling gremlin hours for this. How's everybody doing? Doing good, Legato. I'm a night owl by trade. Um, ever since college, I mean, I love staying up nights. I love working on nights. Nights are very, very peaceful for me. Um, some days I wish that sleep was an option, right? Just like I don't need it's something else I could do to recharge that battery. Because I also I like mornings, I like afternoons, but no, Gremlin hours are fun. I like Gremlin hours. College made it really bad. Never fully recovered. We'll see how that goes. Night Owl gang rise up. It's fun, man. It's just the world is just so nice and quiet. It's just very very peaceful. All $300 plus of DLC. Yesterday I went a bit of a marathon. Did a hunt in each game, moving towards from Sunbreak to try to honor my roots. I've been prepping all week for all nighters. That's pretty cool. I was running before I hopped on. I was running Freedom Unite on PSP emulator a little bit earlier. Just kind of fun running. Still kind of in the low ranks, but having fun with it. Just hunting, just beating quests. Nothing in particular. Yeah, no, I figured I should play some Monster Hunter. Figured I'd go back to a classic, to the oldest one I've played. It's 11 a.m. for me, so I guess I'm more of an early bird. Well, you're up at a healthier hour than I am. The world is quiet, the moon is out, the stars are shining, all's good at night. Yeah, no, I like nights. I actually really like Freedom Unite's great. Freedom Unite's a really, really good game. It still has some of the issues that the classics have always had. That's a thing. Hitboxes are not that great. I'm still not the biggest fan of like how the item system works. I really like the radial wheel and like the unsheathed weapon whetstones and radial wheel combines and stuff like that. But like Freedom Knight's a really really good game. It's stuffed full of content. The difficulty is not like overtuned or undertuned. Very learnable. The monsters and the combat aren't like too crazy. It still has like item dependency and stuff like that for monster gimmicks and stuff like that, but it's not as geared around that type of thing as say like the first gen games are. Like it was pretty well tuned for the time. I remember buying the first Monster Hunter on launch day. Damn, dude. So you've been Commander Ginyu. So you've been around like this whole entire time. You bought the first one on launch day, right? Um, I'm curious. What got you Commander Ginyu? What got you to buy the original game? Like, what piqued your interest about it? Just like surface level type of stuff. I remember my sibling coming home with Monster Hunter Tri. I was in love with. Very similar story on my end. Darkheart was my younger brother, was the one who kind of figured out or found out Monster Hunter and showed it off to me, and we both thought the concept was so cool. And we it was Tri, same as you. Um, we played it a whole bunch. You know, just kind of passed back and forth. He'd play for 2 hours. I play for 2 hours. Um, he's not as big into games as I am anymore. Kind of fell off Monster Hunter, but yeah, no, he's the one who found it. The original trailer showed a unique game, just caught my eye. Yeah, I mean, nothing quite like it, especially at the time. I don't even remember when I was introduced to Monster Hunter. Yeah, it's a very vivid memory for me. It's a very important memory for me because I think White Walker. Hey everybody, how's it going? Yeah, Monster Hunter was or Try specifically was one of the main games for me. Even like playing video games online with my friends, like that was Try was the game that like introduced me to the entire concept. I was not doing that before Try, but you know, Try came out and it was this online multiplayer thing, and I could get my friends to play with me. So I bought like three of my buddies Try. It was a good time. I just platinumed Iceborne, and now that I finished my console run of Sunbreak, the itch to grind it is crawling back. The crowns is the only thing holding me back. Oh, dog, it's never, it's never worth it. They've made crowns a lot better, but it's still never worth it. Those controls were different. Yeah, dude, I gotta give it a crack at some point. It's definitely a game I'd love to make a celebration and critique on, like I did for Rise. I want to knock out a whole bunch of the Monster Hunter games with videos like that. And so I have it uploaded on a PS2 emulator. I haven't cracked it yet, but I'm very excited for the controls. If you hunt in expeditions, you have higher chances. Yeah, no, they give you a lot of nice new tools. There were those event quests that were geared around crown farming and stuff like that. You give you like 5 monsters with almost guaranteed crowns. They make it a lot easier, but there's always those like couple stragglers, and then you're fighting Iceborne Kashala Daora 20 times in a row to get your crowns. And there's you know what there's just more to life. What's your favorite monster class? Which one would you like to see more of? Maybe in a Triboy, it's definitely a toss up between the brutes and the leviathans. They've got a really nice like just mix of stuff that they can do. They took like the brute wyvern specifically. They took like theropod dinosaurs and did a lot of really cool stuff with that. And like leviathan, laggy really kind of burned himself into my brain. And um, the cool thing about the leviathans is they've tested out like every different form of liquid environment that they can throw them in and just like see what they can do with them and see how they can manipulate that. And I always thought that was really really cool. Body shape's awesome too. We need more snakes. We do. We still only got. I mean, technically we had two because I reclassified Remobra. Yeah, no, we only got Nasha. I assume that the snakes have had the similar animation issues with Ignactor and Laggy, with the belly being on the ground, and with very non-flat grounds that they have now. We'll see. We'll see if Wilds is able to do what Rise and World couldn't. I know that's something that they've been working on because they've talked about the fact that they've been working on Legaicra specifically for since like World came out. Technology's only gotten better since then, so we'll see what happens. I want Frontier monsters so bad. Yeah, dude, Raditz. I can't help but agree with that. Especially like how important that first Frontier video I did is to me. I found myself being very attached to the Frontier monsters from the research that I did to kind of like how what that video did for my career here on YouTube, for like the amount of depth I went into with them, and just kind of learning that there's a lot of preconceived notions about the Frontier monsters that I think are overstated, and maybe like a little bit under. I feel like the Zenith monsters and the Muso monsters, people kind of tend to look at them and say, "Oh, that's Frontier," and they really kind of just aren't. They really there's a whole crap load of Frontier monsters that are just Monster Hunter monsters and could very cleanly fit into the games very easily. And I'm glad to see that some of that stigma is going away, because yeah, with the work I've done with them, I've become very attached to those guys. And then of course, I still need to get myself to actually get myself on Frontier. That'll be. I definitely have the machinery for it now. It's just picking and choosing time and whatnot. Like I still got like the streams we want to be doing with Austin, and figuring out scheduling for that. But dude, there's so much stuff I want to do. I love doing this. I have so many ideas and so much stuff I want to do. I'm in a really good spot now. Um, MR10 100 is basically all vanilla. And the only monsters that really need endgame gear are Amatsu and Primordial, but you can do. Oh, you're talking about Sunbreak. Um, Finally, a stream during the daytime for me. It's gonna be daytime over here in a little bit. It's not yet. Um, the section you did on the silver and gold Lavasioth had me crying with laughter. Just the I don't know got me. Dude, they're funny. They're really funny. I like the concept a lot. It fits Frontier really good. Because Frontier does get wacky, and it was like a 12-year-old game. Not at the point when those two showed up, but by that point it was probably like a 5-year-old game. So like they just do some goofy crap. Was it Aruganosu and Goruganosu? It's like, yeah, those two don't make a lick of sense, but like they're really funny. I like them quite a bit. I think Monoblos will make its return in Wilds, long overdue. Um, I'm kind of. They're so weird about Monoblos. I think Monoblos is due to get the Lunastra treatment, where it's a very similar thing, but they figure out just kind of how to tweak it. I've always wondered. I've always wondered why Diablos got to be the big fan favorite, because Monoblos has a very special story behind him and the original game. With like the story he has with the chief of Kokoto, the four hunter rule that as a result of, I think, like his wife being killed, and the fact the apparent story that there's like this legendary battle between Monoblos and the Kokoto chief. Like there's a lot of like very significant story behind Monoblos, and it's very odd that Diablos became kind of like this pseudo flagship. And it's not a problem. I really like Diablos. Diablos has spawned some of the best variations ever made. Very good design. Fight, I don't think the fight has peaked yet, but it's got like some good high points to it. It's always been very odd. Original games weren't very well known Western games yet. Maybe Diablos was favored in Japanese communities. Not sure. Dragon Lord. I just finished your. You hit me so hard in the feelings with the great tracks you pulled out. Even the Stories 2 title song. I got a lot of very nice comments about that, which I'm very happy about. People seem to really like that video. And I did too. It was very visceral to make that video. I'm glad quite a bit of people seem to have a very um, happy reaction to it, a very emotional and nostalgic reaction to it, because that's what I was going for. I was very happy to hear that from a number of people. My soul was hurting from that video in a good way. I'm glad. I'm glad I could hit people like that. I'm very happy to hear that. Which game can I kill the child in? Not enough of them. If Rathalos is the Pikachu of Monster and then Diablos is the Charizard, kinda. I'd say in terms of like how iconic it is, I would say Charizard's equivalent in terms of like favoritism is probably Zinogre, because I feel like Zinogre's probably like number two, right? Like Zinogre's big, big, big. People love that guy. But in terms of like them both being these first generation creations and Charizard being like this big runaway hit, Diablos kind of fits that bill. Um, if I remember correctly from an old Gaijin video, they wanted to keep him as a village monster or something, which makes him incompatible with how the multiplayer focus the series has now. They wanted to keep the 1v1 feeling from Monoblos hunts. I heard about that, and I do get that for sure. Um, yeah, no, and they've made a lot of like just kind of crossover between single player and multiplayer. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. I get that specialty. It wouldn't bother me if they remove that. Um, if Diablos is the Charizard of Monster Hunter, then Monoblos is the Bulbasaur. um, he isn't for you. Yes, I don't remember. I think he might. No, because he's in G rank, isn't he? He might still be single player. I'd have to get to the end of For You again. He might be single player only in For You. Yeah, no, that's the last time we've seen him. I don't know. I'd say bring him back. Zenogre is Lucario. They called Zenogre perfection given form. Dude, I think Zenogre is a big teacher's pet, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, I believe Ichinose is the guy who directed Portable Third. He's usually the guy who directs a lot of the portable games, and I know you can tell like Zenogre's a big, 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 big fan of him. Or he's a big fan of Zenogre. I think like him and Narga, I think are Ichinose's two favorites, if I remember correctly from something I heard someone else. Um, and then like just the rest of the franchise loves him. Zenogre's awesome, but calling him perfection giving form is a bit extreme. Um, his model in Iceborne was pretty damn good. That model in Iceborne was pretty damn good. Uh, you hit me the most with stars at our backs. MHW's theme is just so amazing. I was surprised to not hear "Nay, the honor is all ours." Um, I knew "Stars at Our Backs" was gonna hit. That song is so good. "Nay, the honor is all ours." It just kind of didn't quite fit into the musical storytelling I was going for, because I was doing that ramp up in Iceborne from the opening into Celiana to Hoarfrost to Velcana to Safi Jiva. Like Iceborne had a very particular increase in sound that it was going for. And Nay the Honor is All Ours might have fit, but I didn't have the best spot for it. And Raditz with the $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you. It might be basic, but God, I'm such a sucker for Nagakuga. Love that guy. I sometimes, dog, basic is basic because it's right. um, I think with Narga and Tigrex, I don't think they've been in their best form for a little while. I think they need a little bit to really kind of keep up with the young blood. I think that's a big reason why Zenogre I think has worked so well going forward. I think they've done a better job keeping Zenogre fresh than they've done with Narga and Tigrex. Because Zinogre has usually like a new move or two that keeps him feeling fresh, and they keep altering his combo patterns around. So every time Zinogre comes back, he feels pretty fresh. And Narga and Tigrex still get like something. I feel like they're really kind of waiting for that nice little adrenaline shot oomph to really kind of make him feel young again. So I think those two. I think a Rise Rathalos treatment for Tigrex and Narga is definitely something I'd like to see. I would love to see Tigrex in Wilds. Tigrex is, I wouldn't even say a low key favorite of mine. He's just something that kind of sticks in my head. Let's see what other people are saying. I probably should have listened to the tribute video. I missed out because of stuff. Hey, man, it's up on YouTube permanently now. It is yours to listen to whenever you get around to it. And everything, every view, like, and comment helps. So take your time. The first song you did for World, I almost people love Stars at Our Backs, dude. That song means a lot to people. Might sound crazy. I love it. I don't know if saying you love Furious Rajang is crazy. I think Furious Rajang is really cool. They put a lot of good moves on him, like the corkscrew pin and the rock throw, or the corkscrew spin rather. The rock throw, the electric field in front of him. Furious, I think, is a really fun fight because you're always aiming for his head, and he has a lot of attacks where if you know how to get in and you know how to thread the needle, you can hit his head really, really good. I think Furious Rajang is a lot of fun to learn. A new cat dragon, so like a Barioth Narga, Tigrex type of ordeal. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe like a lion or a leopard or something like that. There's more big cats that can play off of. That could be really cool. Charizard and Zinogre, he's the developer's pet, just like the starter Pokemon is. Rathalos is Charizard and Pikachu in one. Yeah, no. I think Zinogre, the timing's a little off, but Zinogre being Charizard hits it very well. Those two are absolutely the developer's pets. Not sick of it, but I have caught on. The bait with Ryzen and Fatalis was great. Surprised you didn't go all out for Fatalis going from first phase to second. I didn't want it to go too long, and I only had so much footage. So I went with the second phase of Fatalis because I felt like that I love that second phase of Fatalis. It just has so much like energy and like a very dramatic battle, like these two legends clashing on even footing. Um, I maybe could have dragged it out a little bit. I didn't want to put in too much gameplay. The thing is with Fatalis, because I want to do like a full tribute to Fatalis with that bit, is he's barely in any marketing. So I didn't have the most stuff to play with, so I couldn't use too much music because that was one thing to be conscientious of when I was making the video was okay, you want to use this much music, you have to have footage for all of this music. That was something that was bumped into a couple of times. What if we got a hyper realistic Kazu in Wilds? Um, Honestly, a hyper realistic Kezu. I feel like the texture work that Kezu got in Rise helped them in my opinion of him a little bit. I feel like the skin's a little bit more translucent. You can see the veins a little bit better. I think that them kind of like leaning into the freakiness a little bit and like the body horror of Kezu kind of helps him for me. Because in a lot of those older models, he looked like an unfinished blender sphere with a head coming out of him. Um, so I think more detail on Kezu, I think would be a good thing for me. I think I would start to like him more because Rise Rise did a lot for his image in my personal estimation of him. Kezu's a monster I might want to talk about because I feel like he came out of Rise and Sunbreak fairly improved. Magnemall is also kind of a big tiger. Yeah, no, Magnemall is absolutely tiger. I feel we may need a new skeleton in Wilds, but I don't know which base animal would be. I'll always take a new skeleton. We have a lot of good ones. I'm not aching for a new skeleton. I'll take one, but I'm not aching for one. I think we have a lot of really, really good ones that can be expanded upon, moved around, and are a little underserved in some places. So, yeah, no, I'll take one, but I don't need one. A new pseudo-flying wyvern would be interesting. Maybe one who looses his wings completely but isn't a giant like a Cantor Euconlos. That could be interesting. That might be getting a little bit too much into fanged wyvern territory, though. Like, that seems to kind of be kind of what they're going for. We'd have to see. Palico or Shaka as his partners? Which do you like more? Palicos are mad iconic, but man, the Shakas are really underrated, and they have a lot of personality. The customization you could do with them was really cool. I really like those little guys. They're really funny. But are Palicos too iconic? Maybe that like, come on, they had. I don't know. I don't know. I want to play Tri Ultimate again. Um, Skipped over Nakarkos and Atalka. InGen, they both had little bits in them. I didn't give Nakarkos or Atalka like big stellar standout. There's that's for sure. They did make their way in there. I think I was thinking about this actually because I knew there were going to be songs and whatnot that were missing that people were going to, and like bits and pieces that people were going to be missing. That might not be the only concert video that I make. We'll have to see. I did have the idea for like a big bad villains type of one. Wouldn't be for a while, but that is an idea that is now in my phone. Not a new skeleton, but what new weapon are you looking forward to? A new weapon would be interesting, right? Because I feel like they're very, very confident in the 14. I feel like they know them very well. They work with them very well. So you bring in a 15th, what do you do? What do you add? What does it change? Because, like, Insect Glaive was extremely important. Like, the changes that Insect Glaive, it was built around the mounting. So, like, if they're bringing in a new gimmick, are they going to build a weapon off of that gimmick? Are they just going to do a new weapon for the sake of a new weapon? It's time for dual gun lance. Hell yeah, brother. I think, like, a really cool, like, grounded pole arm would be pretty awesome. Like a halberd, pole arm, pole axe, that kind of thing. Like, with like the bladed end and like the blunt bit that you have on the back of it and the spear tip on the end. Like, there's some cool moves that you can do to really differentiate it from an insect glaive. I think a pole arm could be really cool. Let's see. What if we get new snake and bug monster class and we had a chance? Bugs, I think, are a pretty good chance. Snakes are going to come down if they fix the skeleton issues that they had with, like, Naja and Agnactor and Laggy. They can fix that stuff up. Maybe a good chance of a new snake. I'd love to see a new snake. Tonfas would be nice. I want blunt dual blades. They just have to tone it. Yeah, no, they could not be the frontier dual blades. They're just not. Or the frontier tonfas, rather. Like, they just won't. With the dudes, like, hovering in midair, punching monsters and whatnot. Surprised there's never been a whip weapon. Whip weapon would be kind of cool. I've always liked the idea of like a flail, just because I think flails are really neat. Impractical as they are, but something like that, kind of like a more like mid-range but weapon with a little bit of speed on it. That'd be like something that's like a little bit greater range than, say, a greatsword or a swax or something like that. That could be interesting. Something that's a little bit more of a mid-range weapon. What's your biggest want from MH Wilds? Or you just want to see iterated on in general? So I've talked about this a couple of times. I'm trying not to be married to any particular idea about Wilds. Like, I've watched all the speculation videos and all the other dudes in the community and what they think about it and this and that and the other thing. A lot of cool ideas being thrown around. I try not to attach myself to too many of them, so I don't at this moment have a lot of very specific wants for Wilds. Um, I don't want to promise myself anything. I trust the developers, right? I trust in them to deliver on something good. I trust them to deliver on their vision. There's probably going to be issues in it, but I want Wilds to be a good game, first and foremost. And I would say like the less cop outy answer would be I would love for Wilds to take the concepts that World was really playing around with these living, breathing ecosystems and these animals that feel like they live and move and breathe and interact without you observing them, and how the environments like transfer into one another and feed into one another and how they naturally progress. Out of anything, I would love to see Wilds just triple down on that. Do you want to see Clutch Claw back or nah? I would say no on Clutch Claw. Clutch Claw was kind of interesting. There's been some conversation about Clutch Claw fairly recently. I've seen. I feel it's kind of like Wyvern riding for me. Cool idea on paper, fun to execute in the moment. But with both of those things, they became so important, so pivotal, so baked into the loop that, and Clutch Claw even more so than Wyvern riding. Wyvern riding was just like free DPS. That was just kind of no brainer. Clutch Claw became so important that it kind of took over the game loop a little bit. Clutch Claw could be neat if it came back in a Generations style game as an optional style. That wouldn't be a bad idea. That could be kind of cool, actually, to have like a Generations type of game where they kind of like remix a bunch of old gimmicks. That'd be kind of cool. What kind of biomes would you want to see return in Wilds? We have a lot of monsters that are very tuned for a lot of the classics. Honestly, I don't adore either of the fifth gen's volcano maps. Lava Caverns is pretty good, but I feel like both of them kind of like skimp out on the volcano a little bit to be like kind of like really experimental with like other stuff, so it's not just a volcano. And in that respect, I don't find myself fighting in the volcano bits a ton on some of those. I'd really like to see a bit of a step up and just like a really big, booming, bombastic hellscape volcano map. That's something I'd like to see. Uh, a look into the MH game stream chat, and the first thing I see is demands for the older games on PC. What do you think? Should they do that? Yeah, I made a video about this. I think the older games still fantastic, still very much hold up. Especially like Freedom to back. I think like Dose backwards, might need some like control touch ups to be modernized. Um, but they're good games that do hold up, and I think that just for like the sake of preservation, for the sake of just keeping good games in rotation, I think it would just be healthy for those games to come back around. So I'd be all for it. We'll see what they want to do. I made that video. I still stand by that video. There were a couple of points being made in the comment section on that video that they seem very, very happy with the direction that Monster Hunter is now in now. They have a very unified vision for Monster Hunter right now. They might want to focus on that vision. I would like to see those games come back, and it sucks that about like what just happened with Nintendo going after those 3DS emulators. Eventually they'll be gotten around and new ones will be made and whatnot. But like right now it's gonna be tough to get your hands. Yeah, Yuzu. I think Citra also got hit. Just kind of got hit in the crossfire, but they were directly going after Yuzu. So it's getting tougher for like original generations, 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate, 4. Fortunately, everything from like try backwards is pretty easy to get on emulators now. The Switch emulator, the 3DS one, was a casualty. Yeah. What time is it for you? It's late as hell. For me, it is currently 6:30 in the morning. We're coming to you live with Monster Hunter in the morning. We're not playing any of the top hits. We're not doing weather, and we're not doing traffic. There is traffic, there is weather, and there is top hits. Find out for yourself. I want to see the Goss get a subspecies. Gossarag totally should. Gossarag got stiffed in Sunbreak. Although, maybe he didn't, because honestly, the Sunbreak subspecies were a little eh. Maybe Goss is playing the long game with us. 3:30 for you guys. Holy shit. I have school too. Help. Well, and that sucks even more for you, Walter White, because you teach school. you know, you're doing a disservice to your kids. I hope Steve doesn't get chat. I would love to see Seregios. Sunbreak was pretty good to Seregios, all things considered. He got killed by Shigaru Magala in that intro, but he was a really, like, blow for blow. Seregios was pretty tough in Sunbreak. I was really happy to see him. I feel like but he is the redheaded stepchild of flagships. Do you think we'll see more cases like Crimson Glow where they introduce a new subspecies but don't bring in the base monster? Very possible. Very possible. And not something I would be against. I'd always love to have the classic in there. Having 2 is fine with me, but if they want to kind of like save on space a little bit and just... No, it's fine, I got fired. Bad Hunter, we don't need more fire monsters. Especially after Sunbreak, dude. Let's get some like water monsters and dragon monsters. You want to bring in like the earth element out of Explorer? That could be a cool one. Gossarag seems to be Rise's standout alongside Almudron. I imagine them showing up in future games due to their fan People love Goss. People love Goss. I got to imagine that Capcom knows how much people love that dude. The thing for me is, I don't know what I would have done if I had to create a Goss subspecies, but the best I could think of was a lightning metallic Goss. They gave us Desert Harag. Yeah, no, those bears do look like Harags. Very interesting. They could be related. If they're related and like the regular Goss is in Wilds, that'd be sick. I want to see a Volcana variant since the other Gen 5 flagship's got one. Yeah, that'd be great. Need more Thunder monsters. We need... Bring back Plesioth. Honestly, dude, I'd be totally down. I think Plesioth is a victim of big and unoptimized. There's a good monster in Plesioth that has just not been allowed to come out yet. I think it exists. What's the bamboo dragon? Inagami. Inagami is the bamboo dragon from Frontier. Excellent looking monster. I want to see a non-elemental Gossarag. Could be cool. I'd wonder what they'd have him do. Just like make him an even better fighter, like the organ that allows him to expel ice just malfunctioned, so he's just like he's just a way faster, more aggressive GU remaster. If they remaster a Monster Hunter game, I think GU is going to be kind of lower on that list because you can get GU on the Switch right now. It looks pretty good graphically. It's not... GU is not the game that needs it. Plesioth is one of the best simple designs for first gen. Dude, go back and look at green Plesioth. That color palette is beautiful. It's a very pretty monster, especially for back then. We need the hip checks back. Yeah, I think they just like optimize them and clean them up a little bit. Like I said, there's a good monster in Plesioth. Bring back beautiful fish. I would cry of happiness if Bloodbath Diablo showed up and that dude, me too. Dude, the Deviants coming back? That'd be sick. That'd be so sick. I don't know if we're going to see Deviants in a mainline title, because Deviants are, like, pretty nuts. They're pretty nuts. I'll take it. I'll easily take it, but I don't know. I don't know if Deviants quite fit the bill that like the super main like numbered games are going for. Those they're very like portable title esque. But you know what? They can do whatever they want. Plus, Yasuo's armor in GU is pretty nuts. His armor made me go through mid game at G rank. That's cool. Hellblade back in the next portable game. That'd be sick. GU is a remaster though. Double Cross was the 3DS original. Yeah, no, GU is a borderline remaster. GU is still a good looking game. Durambros is a monster I think is underrated as hell. I'd love to see a turf war with Glav and his hammer. Yeah, dude. I love Durambros. Durambros is really cool. It paved the way for Bond with like having these non-carnivore theropods for the brute wyverns. Fight's very, very unique. Ton of personality baked in. Great design. And it looks like we're going into bigger, wider environments. So like the chunky monsters, like Gameth, like Duramboros, like Gravios, I think they have I think they got a good chance. I'm gonna close my window real quick. Hellblade is one of the coldest names in Monster Hunter. Yeah. No, not. I like Gravios. I like Gravios quite a bit. I like the big rock boy. I want to see more bugs and crustacean monsters. They have a ton of potential. Oh, hell yeah. Not that vile creature. I could hear. Yeah, no, that's why I closed my window. I could hear the birds through my headphones. Maybe more big herbivore monsters. Big herbivores are sick, dude. And like real life herbivores are fucking scary. They're scary and more aggressive than the carnivores we got. They're perfect. The crabs. I'd love some new crabs. Some new crabs would be great. It's just it's we haven't had a new crab since the crabs got introduced. If you don't count variations. Thoughts of Yama if ever put in a new gen. It'd be interesting. Yama would be a weird one because Yama's so like big and lumbering. They could definitely look at Yama Kurai from Frontier for inspiration for how they'd want to bring him back. There's like some new stuff they'd want to give him. So there is some precedent out there for how you could do Yama Tsukami as a more traditional fight. I'd be interested to see what they do. Because Yama's an odd one. More serpent-like monsters. All for it. They just need to fix the animation and skeleton issues that they have. I think that's the only reason they weren't in 5th gen. Is the monsters that have their bellies sliding along the ground are difficult to get to work with a very uneven terrain. We'll see how they do. PS5 is a powerful thing. Zamtrios Deviant with an icy balloon armor mode would have been hilarious. That would be really funny. I would like to see early tier monsters get deviants. Yeah, no, they could a lot of more like early tier deviants could be really cool. I'm shocked there was never like a Rajang deviant. That'd be really cool. There's different elements and need a decorator crab monster. That sounds interesting. Decorator crab, just by proxy, sounds interesting. Wouldn't that be interesting if they add this feature where monsters like Bracky or Joe changing how they become a variant gradually over a hunt? Could be interesting. I'd want to see like what kind of parameters they would set for that to happen. Deviant Great Jagras. They kind of have him. He's the greatest Jagras. I do hope that they fix all the serpentine monster issues in Wilds. I do too, man. I mean, they've been trying. You know, it's not for any lack of trying. They do have more experience with it and more powerful hardware at this point. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. Some new Leviathans. Leviathans have been eaten good, but you know what? I won't argue with more. Taiken Zamuz and Akura Vishimu, please. Absolutely. Easily. Hope that the Elder Dragon designs get into the God Eater territory that Shara did. I'd take some more weirdo Elder Dragons, kind of like that. 5th gen was kind of cool with some weirdo elders. Like the Storm Serpents were weirdos. Geismagorn was a weirdo. Shara was a weirdo. Xenoskeleton wasn't a weirdo, but he was like a friggin' alien dude. He was kind of a weird. There was some good weirdo boss dragons in 5th generation. Souping up early game monsters into actual late game threats would overall help diversity. I think a really good idea with that would be if they doubled down on the hardcore event quests from Sunbreak, especially like the very first ones that they did, where they were actually changing around and altering some of the monsters' properties and to make them a little bit more challenging. I think that would be a really cool budget solution. Oh, Jesus. That was fucking loud. Jesus Christ. Can I do full screen yet? Yes, I can. Cool. Go back to here. And we'll just finagle that. And fix that. So drag that down. There we go. Celiana jump scare. Oh, they're playing a bunch of village themes? That's sick. Gonna crank that down just a little bit more. I can't believe I got flashbanged by the, the live stream. Glad you came on the MHC, man. Don't think I've ever watched anyone with more passion for the games than you. I try. I'm not trying to be better than anybody necessarily. I like a lot of the guys we have in our community, but I kind of just go like full horse into what I do. You should be running earplug secrets. Yeah, dude, I'm glad I'm glad I hit the scene too. Most of our community was in a good place before I got here, for sure. I think we got a lot of really cool guys in here. But yeah, no, I wanted to hit the ground and just like, I wanted to make the stuff that I came here to make the stuff that I wanted to see, like to make the videos that I would have thought were cool. They've been resonating with people. So I guess a lot of other people thought they're cool. Now you're the best. You know what? That's not for me to decide. But if you think that, I appreciate that. Moga's always nostalgic. Moga's really a lot, dude. That I don't know if I can think of any, like, do you think there should be another Monhun spinoff? They got a good idea for it. You're the best, especially with the monsters. I cherish the monsters. I try to understand the work that goes into all of them. It takes a lot for me to not like a monster anymore. Because the creature design is so good. And, you know, even if a monster's a little bit annoying, I try to, like, look at, like, what they're going for and what tactics they want you to go for. That kind of stuff like that. So I really try to look into all the merits that a monster has to offer and really kind of approach them from their game. So I have a lot of respect. It takes a lot for me to not like a creature. And even the ones, like, if you go into my tier lists and I'm putting something like the bottom rungs of a tier list, they're still better than monster designs in a lot of other video games I've played. I want PvP in Monster Hunter. You got any ideas? Dose actually had a form of PvP. I don't know too much about it. But I know you could, like, I think you could use, like, monsters in the arena. I think Frontier also had a PvP mode where you're, like, performing to see who could, like, hunt the best or, like, do the most damage and stuff like that. There's ways you could do it. Favorite age-appropriate drink? Water, baby. I drink, like, 95% water. Fucking love water. Water is amazing. That's all I really need in my life. You know, like, thank God. I don't... Soda's not great for you. I have problems with regular food, and I don't really need alcohol in my life. Water's so good. I don't need it. Milk's good, and some juices are good, but water's good. Shout out to the Hydro homies. Hey, buddy, how's it going? I'm up on Gremlin hours. An evolve-like game where there are 5 players, 4 hunters, and 1 is the monster. It could be cool. Could be cool. Asymmetrical multiplayer. Yeah, water, best liquid. Water is the best. Water is an underrated. I mean, in these games, fuck yeah, that is. I'm a low-sodium V8 enjoyer. Cool. So the other 5%, I drink, milk sometimes, juice sometimes if it's around. Like, there's other stuff I like, but like, so did you stay up all night? Yeah, fuck yeah, I stayed up all night. What the hell do you think, bud? You fucking know me, dog. You know who I am. I ain't sleepy. So we're doing this. I've seen the idea for the guild knights for PvP since they can be assassins. That's a cool idea. I don't know if I really want to play a Monster Hunter game where I'm assassinating human beings. I feel like that's a cool bit of lore. I don't know if I need to do that. Monster Hunter Assassin's Creed could be kind of neat though. When will Monster Hunter appear in Smash? That's an interesting question. If they ever like bring Smash Brothers back ever again. What's his face? Sakurai ain't gonna do it. Sakurai's never gonna do Smash ever again. It makes him enough money that I feel like Nintendo's probably gonna do another one at some point. Sakurai ain't gonna do it. And if Sakurai ain't gonna do it, then like, I'm curious how good it would be. Monster Hunter and Soul Calibur 7. Imagine killing your friend right before they kill a monster. Personally bring Rajang to Smash Brothers. A Monster Hunter character would have been really neat, with like every different directional and whatnot was a different weapon. They could have done that easy, and then they made Byleth, who basically took that idea and just didn't do it as good as Sakurai needs a break from that. Sakurai deserves to retire and be happy for the rest of his life. Sakurai cannot do anything for the rest of his life, and he's good in my book. That man, I don't think we will ever truly understand the war that man probably fought to make Smash Ultimate a reality. Like, that's probably one of the most painstaking legal processes that has ever gone into a video game ever. The concept lore is something worth developing in future titles. I'd agree with you. I wish Capcom was a little less keen to pussyfoot around the lore. They seem to very much just like, they established a couple of things in some old art books and whatnot, and they'll have their lore for their game, but like their commitment to world building has been a bit annoying. If any game dev gets into heaven, it's Sakurai. Dude, that guy's made so many people happy. Our lore is more interesting than theirs. I just want to bring... Hey, man, you can put Fatalis on a lot of stuff. Give me the dragon. Hell yeah, dude. I'd love to see Crimson. I like Old Fatalis, absolutely. I feel like Crimson could be due for something like really cool. Monster Hunter is one of the coolest characters in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Rip Akira Toriyama. Oh, dude. The Akira Toriyama passing away. That one took a minute to hit me. Because I didn't grow up with Dragon Ball. As much as I did. Like, the cultural awareness I knew about Dragon Ball, I always like respected it and whatnot. Looks like to be a Russian name. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much for the $2. I really appreciate that. But oh yeah, dude, it took time for Toriyama to sink in. I knew Dragon Ball. Crazy how much of a mark he left, dude. Once you start thinking about it, it is crazy the impact that Toriyama had. Not only is Dragon Ball like one of the biggest animes ever made, but a lot of shonen mangaka were very heavily influenced by Toriyama, loved Toriyama, and then like so many things have referenced Super Saiyan, have referenced like the Kamehameha, the Spirit Bomb, stuff like that. Like, it's so iconic, and the ideas that went into Dragon Ball have really permeated with a lot of people. And I gotta tell you, dude, I think Dragon Ball has made more people fit than every sport ever made. Not to be, yeah, no, Rajang, when it culturally changed the, no, he did. And I wonder if he even like really knew, if he even really knew about it, because he was such a private dude. Didn't really seem like all that concerned with fame or anything. Like he just did what he wanted to do. I wish I was like a little bit more invested, from an early age. Like I came around to really appreciating Dragon Ball, and that kind of stuff. Going through the pearly gates, he was the peak of society, dude. The guy was humble. The guy was, very inspirational. A lot of lives were improved by the stuff that he had to know. I feel like he had an idea, right? He must have known to some extent, probably because his bank account was fucking gigantic. Toriyama was probably a very, 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 very wealthy man. So I feel like to some extent he had to know. But maybe like to the gigantic extent, I feel like it was very easy to underestimate. It didn't really hit a lot of us how big his works were until after he passed away, and we really kind of contemplated on it. And it's not even just Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Quest is massive. Dragon Quest is massive. Dr. Slump is a little bit more niche, but it's still pretty well known. And then I was working on something else. I think it was called like Sandland or something like that, which I don't know too much about, but looked pretty cool. Wasn't there one in Gen 4 for like a One Piece collab? Yeah, I think there was. I'm seriously scared to fight Rajang and Furious Rajang. What do you think we might see at this program? Don't expect any major announcements. Don't expect maybe like some like 20th anniversary like products and stuff like that. They're not really going to talk about Wilds, except to probably like mention that it exists. Expect them to just like reflect on Monster Hunter and just kind of revel. I think this is going to be like a feel-good type of thing. I don't think this is really going to be like a marketing type of thing. Probably a little bit of marketing. But I think this is really just going to be a big ol' appreciation of Monster Hunter and its fans. So yeah, no, that's what I would expect. Expect this to just be like a fun thing. Summer's when we're going to hear about Wilds. Probably at Games Fest, unless they do their own thing. Frontier is a game where you beat God with a chicken leg while dressed as Hatsune Miku. Based. Blessed game. I'll find my way onto Frontier. Dude, we're up to like 80 people. That's pretty sick. Capcom wants Dragon's Dogma to take the spotlight for this year, as it should. Yes, absolutely. They're not gonna bump into Dragon's, especially because Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out in like 2 weeks, which is why I was not shocked that we're not gonna hear about Wilds until the summer. Dragon's Dogma 2 is gonna come out. It's gonna have its time in the sun. It looks like it's gearing up to be like a pretty big release. It's gonna be like the big Capcom title of the year. It's shaping up to be really good. I still gotta play the first one. I have the first one on my PS5. I don't want to get around to playing the second one. It's just been a matter of time. Many do not know. Without Dragon Quest, Pokemon wouldn't be a game that it became, because it is a classic JRPG. Wow. Be great if more Frontier monsters returned. I'd be willing to put down some money on Frontier monsters coming back. I feel like they've definitely aware of the buzz that Espinas generated. Dragon's Dogma looks amazing. Yeah, dude, it looks really good. Like, all the word of mouth I'm hearing looks really, really good. It's not going to be like a day one thing for me, just because of time reasons. It'd be sitting on my shelf, kind of collecting dust for a little bit, and I still haven't played the first one yet, but I think I'm definitely going to get around to it. Maybe like this summer-ish. I still got to play the first one. Which monster would I cook and eat? I feel like a big gamey herbivore. An Aptonoth. Aptonoth probably tastes really good. Doesn't have any weird organs or anything that you have to cut around in it. I'd wager like Aptonoth tastes pretty good. Guanzuru will return. That'd be a day one for me. Here I thought I'd have a year to save money for in 2025, then Helldivers DD2 Battlefront MH Stories Game Remasters drops it down back in gamer debt. Dude, I fucking feel ya. 2024's been a pretty good gaming year so far. If you don't count Suicide, make me want to commit Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Well, that might be 2023. I don't care. Fuck that game. I'd eat a Rathalos or a Kutku. Probably pretty good. I would cook Diablos. My backlog is screaming at me. Dude, fuck it. Dude, I've had the Metroid Prime remaster since the day it came out. I haven't put that thing in my Switch yet. My backlog sucks. The Carcos would taste good. I do like calamari, although he's a cuttlefish. Probably somewhat similar, though. How would you even eat Basarios? I mean, there's meat under the rocks. Yeah, he's not a golem. Wouldn't be very nutritious, though. It's a constantly starving monster. I don't know. Deljo tail cooked up probably tastes like gator. I don't know what gator tastes like, so I don't know if I'd like that. Crab claw from a Daimyo Hermitar? Probably pretty good. Prime remaster, so I bet it is. I fucking love Prime. I haven't put it in my Switch yet. It's by my foot. I can pick up the case right now. Hey, I like eating rocks. Blue rock specifically, Walter White, I take it. Xeno jerky. Yeah. Carcos is absolutely a monster I'd want to see revisited. Dude, yeah, oh, especially. If they ever bring Underwater back, Nakarkos would be pretty cool to throw in the water. He's a giant cephalopod looking monster, especially Sleepy Rocks. You would eat a literal baby. Safi jerky. Am I the only one disappointed that Charizard's beta armor wasn't based on its big bulky rock form? They definitely had like an armored and an unarmored one. They could have gone like heavier, harder on the armored one though. Gator tastes like chicken. Everyone says everything tastes like chicken. I'm trying to see a possible MH4 remastered. Would be sick. I would say don't hold your breath about things being announced here. You know, there might be some hope in like Summer Games Fest. I feel like this is gonna mostly just be a celebration type of thing. You know, hold out hope if you wish, but I wouldn't put money on it. Canonically, we do eat monsters, considering we turn them into rations and other food. Yeah. Though which one specifically, I do not know. Fully roasted kuliyaku. Yeah, the poultries probably taste pretty good. You think Teostra would taste like chicken? You think everything tastes like chicken. I don't know. I don't know what dragon tastes like, and I don't know what lion tastes like, and I don't know what the two of them. Barioth tail is canonically eaten. Oh, there you go. Barioth probably tastes pretty good. What would a Kezu or a Giganox taste like? Probably rubber. Who's winning the poll? Probably Zinogre. Probably Zinogre. Many side quests are literally collecting stuff for the kitchen. A lot of that is parts of monsters. Yeah, true. Don't eat a Rathian tail. No, probably not. It's like Rathian might be one of those animals where it's like super duper good, but you need to remove those poison organs or you die. Because you probably taste like old Flintstones vitamins. It's just all the Zinogre versions in the top 5, dog. If Stygian is 11, regular Zinogre's probably winning. Yeah, dude. Number 1's gonna be Zinogre. Number 2 is gonna be Thunderlord Zinogre. Number 3 is gonna be Howling Zinogre. Number 4 is gonna be oh god, what's the one from Explore? Immortal Zinogre, whatever the hell he's called. Eating a Rathian tail is probably somebody eating pufferfish. That's what I was thinking, right? Ooh, they're doing a thing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the pre-show for the Monster Hunter 20th Anniversary Special Program.
Thank you for having us, Joe. It's Joe and Joe Know, the antithesis of Joe. Like he takes one of the top spots, we know what comes back. Let's fucking go. Pre-show? A little bit of pre-show, seems like. I think these are the guys that do the Gathering Hub live streams. I wouldn't know because I don't watch those. It's quiet. A bit louder? Sure.
20 years, 2 decades of Monster Hunter. I'm really excited.
It's at 40. How's that?
Yeah, so am I.
Joe and Anti-Joe. Let me know how the audio bounces between me and them. I'm going to talk a little bit, get a little bit of audio bounce.
And honestly, I'm super excited to reveal
I'll try not to talk over them too much. A little more? Okay.
Why don't we talk about
they're at 55.
what we're doing today. So today is really just a chance to
A little
celebrate
more.
the anniversary. We won't have
60?
any crazy news or any reveals. You won't see any new gameplay or trailers for Monster Hunter Wilds, but we know we do have some cool stuff and cool insights from the dev team and members of the Monster Hunter community. Exactly, this is really special. And,
Bump this. Both these both at minus 20 decibels.
Series all those years ago as players before we joined Capcom, the community were at the heart of Monster Hunter, whether it was the creator
No change in their volume.
or the passionate community themselves, building wikis, sharing tips on old forums, and all of that before like the advent of
That's good?
YouTube
Okay, cool.
and
I bumped the
Facebook
audio
and all
output
of social
capture
media.
on OBS.
So it's really special to be able to celebrate that with everyone.
Now it's changing. Okay, yeah, no, I was doing my PC volume.
Talk about the, the 20.
Gotta head to work. Check the replay of the stream later. Bye. See you, buddy.
So far in the Hunter's Choice Top Monster results. So I know you've got a lot of favorites in there. Jono, do you want to kick it off with, I think, what is your personal favorite monster? Yeah, so coming in at 17, so much respect to the community here for your fantastic taste. We have my favorite. They're big, they're blue, they're Brachydios.
That's respectable. Brachydios being a top favorite. I think Josh from Rage Gaming was yelling about him being at 17 for like the past 5 days.
This is the monster for you.
It's really cool to see Brachy up this high. He's an older boy. Very impactful. Blast was a really cool thing that was added. Birthday yesterday. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm getting the PS Vita ass for, PS5 ass for.
Rather than against them all the time. Yeah, I love the big old
a founder. Yeah, no, being the founder of Blast is big.
And you gotta get caught in that blast radius, which is not a good feeling.
Crushing Hammer Wyvern, super. I love the titles. So fucking cool.
Super awesome theme song, which is really.
Ooh, we're almost up to 90 people. Really cool to see. Like, we passed 90 people. I'm probably like the smallest dude who's streaming this. That's really cool to see. We're almost at 100. Crystal Beard be nah, dude. Steel Oregon. What are you talking about? Josh is probably screaming at his screen right now. Probably.
That's a great point. Great point.
OGs remember Slime Ailment. OGs do remember Slime Ailment.
Top 20 through 11.
I think the switch to Blast was pretty beneficial overall.
Who came in at number 18 was a new monster that came in.
This was not shocking.
With Iceborne.
Terminal Brachy Denial. Josh screams for anything. Josh does scream for anything. Yes, I like their stuff, but Radobon first place. Namiel. 18's a cool spot because Namiel's going to be competing with a lot of flagships. Kind of cool to see her all the way up here.
It's kind of hard to describe, right? Like, it's definitely got a unique feel that I think a lot of monsters don't really have in this.
Probably some of the coolest elemental interactions they've ever made.
And even the sounds it makes are so aquatic, and obviously a dual element monster as well, combining water with thunder.
This dude's ripping off my material. He's saying what I'm saying. Crystal Beard actually makes it to the top 20, though. Dude, nobody knows what Crystal Beard is. Kezu's top 10, we officially failed. The Japanese apparently love Kezu. I honestly would not be shocked. I think Kezu has been very high in some other community polls. Though those were, I think, Japanese only. Crystalbeard is a deviant, right? Yep, probably the worst deviant of the whole
And yeah,
group.
so coming in at number 16 is another favorite of mine, Safi Jiva. This was a super cool.
Also not
raid,
shocking that Safi got up
raid
that
monster,
high.
siege monster actually. That you could
I
try
hate
in,
Crystalbeard so much.
in export.
Crystalbeard just feels so
You know,
pointless.
I
Like he
think,
doesn't
like,
do
what I loved
anything.
most about this was,
He's
like,
a
the
little
community
bigger and some of
building,
his
like, getting
his
everybody
rocks are
together,
blue.
just trying to, like, pick apart the different
I think
mechanics.
Kezi was cute in a scary,
I
creepy
think,
way.
you know,
I
we weren't
can
here at
see
Capcom
that.
when it was first revealed, so we got to experience that as fans. But
I love Abyssal, but how did he
there's
get in
such a way
that
it was
one
revealed to the
shocked
world,
me.
and, like,
That
I heard
Abyssal
that,
got into the
you know,
top
just
20.
to band
How
together
the
and just
fuck
figure out
did
how to
that
do it,
happen?
was quite the experience.
I want Espen in top 10 so much. That'd be sick. I think Kezi was very lame. Safi is one of the best fights in Worlds, so that wasn't surprising. Dude, that siege had a massive impact on people. Fatalis for top 5. Oh, easy. Easy. With how pivotal that last title update was, easy.
But then obviously Insect Wave, Gunners, Bow Users.
Pronounced Safi and not Safi? I'm not sure.
So hard to get wing break, so if an Insect Wave
Abyssal is 100% a message to the devs. I hope so, dude.
Yeah, it's such an
I think that was probably going to be the biggest blindside that we get in this whole thing. I was floored it made it in the top 20. Yeah. Laggy's going to be number 1. I feel like Laggy's going to be probably like 6. I think Laggy being 6 is probably going to be my bet. I don't even know what I'd put over him specifically, but 6 just feels like a good number. Just like right outside the top 5. Guess it was a good theme. Laggy better heckin' be in Wilds whilst we're mobilizing for war. Fingers crossed, dude. We'll see.
Yeah, sometimes,
I heard Terminal Montage liked, yeah, no, I saw that going around that he was advocating for Abyssal Laggy. Could have something to do with it. Terminal's got a big audience. Sregios is my number 1, followed by Gore, Celtis Queen, Big 4. Yeah, Big 4 Ultimate fan, I can tell. What is this list for? Community picks across the world's top 20 monsters of all time. Don't be dissing my sweet baby boy Thanos, you're just jealous of his jawline. I like regular Uragan. But of the Deviant line, some of the most inventive monster variations of all time. Crystalbeard just doesn't do anything. See the whole list for votes? They're probably going to show the full list when we go through this. If you go through, like, Monster Hunter's Twitter and just go back through it, they'll show you the entries so far. Also, I mean, we're looking at him right now. He's trying his best. Well, the developers did not. I was also surprised Primordial was so low. Yeah, I mean, he definitely could have gotten higher. Bring back Quirupeko for Wilds? Oh, easy. Easy. I'm shocked he's been gone so long.
I really love how the story version of the hunt goes.
Malzeno. You know, I go back and forth on a lot of the pronunciations a lot. Don't go to me for the gospel of monster pronunciations.
Yeah, you said it all, Drono. I mean,
the JP version of the anniversary looks to be a talk of the developers.
Yeah. Primordial Malzeno, and it's such a great
take a peek and
we don't want to give any spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it.
That also might not be subtitled.
The plays out with the culmination of the Sunbreak story.
I'll take a little peek.
See
if I can find anything.
Awesome. So, yeah, definitely a great way to cap off.
Bomb Badger number 1 on Austin's list.
And obviously the armor and weapons.
Pray that Durambros is going to be on here.
I'm a sucker for my fashion.
I think Durambros is going to hit top 20, but that'd be kind of sick.
Well, with that said, we don't have time to cover all of the 20 through 11. You will see them recapped again at the start of the show, but
all right, they are going to recap them. I figured as much.
That were included in that list, and we can't wait to reveal those final results. So
Nibblesnot for top 10, Daimyo for number 1, Dodogama for number 1. I honestly, dude, so many people like Dodo. I kind of wouldn't be shocked. I kind of wouldn't be shocked if Dodo got a Narful snoot. Yeah, dude.
I'm really excited to see what the community voted for, and I guess we'll be discovering that together.
Oh yeah. Jono, it's been 20 years of Monster Hunter. Obviously, we've all started the series in different time frames and had different experiences with it. Any thoughts, just like reflecting on your journey with the series?
Dodogama is so dumb looking. We love him.
My first ever Monster Hunter
yeah, dude.
was the Ultimate.
I'm not fully indoctrinated in the cult, but I do get it. Dodo probably got a lot of votes.
first ever weapon I used.
Terminal Montage made a community post on his channel for people to vote Abyssal. Like, that's probably a good chunk of his votes. I'm gonna say Terminal Montage rigged the elections, but for once, rigging the elections was a good thing. Turn the volume a bit more. I have you on breaking point, but I cannot hear the two guys. Okay. I'll give them a little bit of a nudge.
Yeah,
Hit them at
I
minus.
also started around the same time, but I would say,
Right
like,
there.
initially I kind of bounced off the game a little bit because, I don't think, like, I was...
Also try not to talk
that
over
way
everybody
necessarily
too
just,
much.
to
Well, this is like
wrap my head
pre-show
around,
stuff.
the mechanics and the way the game worked, but, I think it's a testament to the community.
I'm seeing like
who
their audio
created,
levels.
So many different guides and videos and just different ways to get
Weapon countdown is still stuck at GS mode. Will the other
that
weapons
helped
show up?
educate me and helped, bring me up to
Probably
this
during
kind of
this,
skill
I'd
level that
assume.
I felt like I was experiencing, like, the experience of a lot of other community members where, I discovered this thing, I learned about it, and
I think I voted Kultaroth. It's been said that Totogama's
so,
tail is the best for rations.
I think that's really the journey.
Never Wilds only has great
especially,
sword.
in our regions in North America and Europe, to be able to, like, have that journey of, like,
Yeah, no.
we got
Tiash is probably
experience
not going to
with,
make
the discovery of something that we really
top
love,
20,
and now
but you
we
know
get to
what?
share it with everybody, so it's been really exciting in that way.
Exactly, and we
Voted
got
for
some
Great
creators,
Jaggy. Nice,
I really
nice.
got into Monster Hunter thanks to the creators kind of taking the time to share their passion for this series and want it to grow and share it rather than gatekeeping. And that, once again, that's why the community and the creators are the heart of Monster Hunter, and it's great to kind of see
I want
that
Great.
continue
Dude,
as
I'm.
more and more
Why the
people
hell
get
was
into
Great
Monster
Jaggy
Hunter
not
over
in
the years. Obviously, you
not in the
go
Sandy
back
Plains
Generations,
remake
and
map
then
for
obviously
Rise?
you
He
then
really
have
kind of should have been.
Monster Hunter World Show, and what kind of impact that has.
Tio and Luna are just annoying to fight. Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what?
absolutely.
Semantic
Like,
Dragon.
just,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
making the
semantics.
franchise, completely global and having the simultaneous worldwide release with World, and we
Didn't
just
vote
really
'cause you're
been
still new to the
continuing
franchise, fair
momentum
enough.
since then, and,
Glavenus will most likely
obviously, I think
not
the
make it,
future
even
is
though he's
very
my favorite
bright
alongside
with,
Laggy.
Monster Hunter Wilds,
If
and,
Mizu
we've
got in the
got
top
Monster Hunter
20,
Stories
there's a good
coming out
chance of
this summer.
Glavenus. Though Mizu's very
So, yeah,
popular.
it's just a really good time.
Great
to be a
Azuchi
Monster
stole
Hunter
his
fan.
spot. Yeah, but dude, there was
It is,
Jaggies in the Sandy
and, like, with our
Plains.
recent return to World Community Celebration, seeing not only veteran hunters and content creators come back, but loads of new players.
I don't get hating other
come
weapons
into
that aren't
the
your
Monster Hunter
main. I
world,
mean, some
whether
people
they
do it
were excited for
ironically.
the Monster Hunter Wilds reveal, or
It's
they're
mostly
like,
just for
"Hey,
fun."
a lot of people are talking about this
But
game,
people who do it
I'm
like
gonna check it out."
unironically, that's
I
just
jump in.
cringe.
It's been awesome, and obviously, the most recent release, Monster Hunter Rise,
Bomba
Monster Hunter
drone.
Sunbreak, I love
It's gonna be the new
combat that.
flagship.
It's so fluid, and your weapons get so many moves, and you can customize how your individual.
I do it
weapons
ironically.
say
Yeah,
there's
that's
two
fun.
longsword users in a hunt, they could have totally
Mizu got in the
different
top
play
20.
styles
I don't
and
have
moves.
Twitter. Yeah, no,
I just found that
Mizu was
really,
top
really
20.
fun,
Mizu, I think, was like
and a
9.
really good
No, not
twist
19.
on the combat that I'd got used to from World and
Healy, no,
Iceborne.
boop.
So yeah, it's just such a
There's
great
probably
time.
gonna be a
No
bit
matter
of
what kind
lean
of
towards
hunter you
Rise
are,
World Monsters. I mean,
you can enjoy all
inevitably,
the different
yeah.
Monster Hunter games. You can have your favorite.
The fact that
I think that's such a good thing to be
Abyssal
able
and
to
Old
celebrate
Fatalis
with
got on the
people.
list, that was really cool.
Yeah, different types of Monster Hunter.
I don't hate the
different
weapons, only their
genres, which is
users.
awesome.
That's the big thing, dog.
So, yeah,
All
like-
my
like we
friends
said,
were
just a really great
longsword
time to be
runners
part
in
of the
fucking
franchise.
Rise.
And
I got
think with
whacked out of
that,
playing the
we're gonna
land so
wrap
many
up our
times.
pre-show. We're gonna have a pretty
Just
fun
run
program
flinch free,
ahead of
dude.
us,
Stop
so,
stop attacking the body part I'm
after
attacking.
the results of the
I'd rather die than ever use an HPG
and
again.
check out everything we've got. But yeah, with that said, we want to say thank you so much to the Monster Hunter community. Your support means the world to us. Jono, any parting
Old
words? before we
Fatalis
go?
isn't as fun as the name of
Yeah,
White
it's been an
Fatalis.
incredible
I'll go back and
20
forth.
years.
I kind of like the idea of
Genuinely
Old
from the
Fatalis
back.
as a name, but
Thank
White
you
Fatalis
so much.
rolls
It's
off the
awesome to
tongue a
have
little
you
bit
with us.
better.
And here's to the next 20 years and 2025 when things are going to be getting wild.
Uh-huh, they
All
said
right,
the
well,
word.
Before we head into the main
Ah,
show,
they did it.
We want to sign off with our usual Monster
I love
Hunter
Lance and
chant.
Rise. Lance and Rise is so good. It's a shame they gave every singular weapon a counter. I hate longsword excuses. Go hit the tail while you're knocking the hammer. Dude, I feel the pain. I get you. Alright, bug me about audio volumes if it gets too high or too low. I'm gonna try not to talk over them too much. So I don't give a crap about the pregame stuff, but this is, Insect Glaive is elite. Yeah, that's because they didn't give the Insect Glaive and Sunbreak fucking anything. Why Fatalitas Lightning should do it Fireblight? I think it should be Dragon and Thunder simultaneously. I think that'd be sick. It's fun to see all the classic stuff again. Yeah, dude. I love shit like this. Oh, I know, Newt. It's just the meme is that they didn't give Insect Glaive anything. Everyone salute. I can hear Josh from a mile away. I can hear him from across the ocean. A sad day for the Frenchies. That's a good joke. I get that. Yeah. Just gonna remind us that this exists. So I gotta wait a couple more months to say anything about it. Pretty new to this series, yet I played like 5 of them, feel a lovingly nostalgic connection to it. It's pretty immediately nostalgic. No way Rathalos returns? Dog. Yeah, no. You were betting a man you would have won money on that. Or monsters to bonk with a guitar. Dude, Hunting Horn's sick. I've been loving it in World. This will release next year. Oh, the 20th anniversary logo? Mad good. Alright, let's see. Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. All those downvoters on Steam can go suck a dick. Hell yeah. Ruiner is a 9. Okay, so regular Nurg is going to be like 2. Eighth, okay. A little lower than I thought he was going to be, but we knew he was going to be up here. Fatal. Nargon 7th. Okay. Okay. That's not unexpected. Wrath is going to be number 1. I feel like Wrath is probably going to be... I don't think Wrath is going to be number 1. I still think that's probably going to be Zinogre. Okay. People really like Iceborne. I didn't think we were gonna... Velkhana, I feel like, is not one of the most beloved ones. I do like Velkhana. Gore, yep. This was easy. There was no way this wasn't happening. Regular Volstrax. Okay. Who could have seen that coming? Yeah, no. Oh, Gore was easy. Easy money. People, yeah, no. I mean, the Mogallas are beloved for a good reason. Volstrax over Gore, though. That's interesting. Laggy's third? Wow, he's third? Holy shit. Oh, that makes me so happy. This is a signal to the devs. Oh, he's so good. Oh, this makes me so happy that he's up here. Okay. Rathalos and Zinogre. Is Rathalos not going to be in the top 20? Rathalos might not be in the top 20. I mean, we probably should have seen this coming. Runer was in 9th. Rathalos might not be in the top 20. That's a little disrespectful. Overrated? Maybe a twinge. I do really like Nergigante. Might be a smidge. Okay, Rathalos is an ogre. Yep. 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 I would have put down money on this. Yep. Deserved pick. Not a shocking pick. Not a shocking pick. Who could have seen this one coming? I would if we were running bets, I would have put down money. Definitely deserved. Everyone loves an ogre. Wow. Laggy was number 3. That's nuts.
Wow, congratulations to Zenoga.
Zenoga's number 1 for a reason. Shocking. Yeah,
Actress,
not a shocking pick. Not a shocking pick.
As voted for by you, the community, from 20 years of Monster Hunter. That's pretty
fantastic
awesome,
monster. Developed very well.
Everybody for
definitely got helped by the fact that he's Ichinose's pet favorite, and like his introduction in Iceborne was so. He was introduced with so much fanfare.
You, the community, will be tasked to vote for the best monster theme music.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's been so many incredible songs.
That's gonna be
throughout
interesting.
The Monster Hunter series, so many iconic themes. So we can't wait to see what you vote on.
That'll be fun. Shocking because he's a thunder monster. Yeah. 2004. Ooh, so like the Okay, so they're gonna talk.
初代モンスターハンターが生まれた経緯。
そのネットワークゲームを立ち上げるぞみたいな。
I'm not gonna talk too much over this.
のオンラインゲームをちょっと作っていきましょうみたいなね方向になって。
そう。Have you tried OTST's chat? Yeah.
その時に同時に立ち上がったのはアウトモデルスタっていうレースゲームと、バイオハザードアウトブレイクっていう、バイオハザードを使ったネットワークゲームで、もう一つがモンスターハンターということですね。モンスターハンターはカプコンで強いアクションゲームで、オンラインゲームで藤岡が初代のディレクターでして、
そうですね。
で僕はその当時はネットワークの方のプランナーで関わってたんですけど、まずモンスターハンターとかモンスター、実は一番初めにできたモンスターってレイヤーなんですよね。
リオリア。
COG Rathian.
一番最初に上がった後がレイヤーだった緑色のああいう毒性を持った飛竜みたいなものをまずデザイナーがデザインしたっていうそれ以上でもそれ以下でもないかなと思ってて、
だから初代のロゴの上にようなレイヤーなんですよね。
そうだから
実はレウスと思ってる方も多いかもわかんない
You called the OC thing a day early.
その前に前身もあったよね。モンスターハンターになる前
ありますね。
ファンタジーを作ろうって言ってた頃は本当に
I heard about
this. もっと本当に王道
This was originally going to be a very fantasy heavy game. I'm glad they went with the direction that they did. There's nothing quite like Monster Hunter. Is there an MH game that is generally considered the hardest? Probably like the end of Frontier.
そういう魔法使いとかじゃなくて、で王道なドラゴンじゃなくて、もっと自分たちなりのこの デザインされた生き物をちゃん
And
と
that
作ろ
was
う
one
と
of
な
the
って
greatest design choices ever made.
デザインしてくれたんかな。
Yeah, Rathian was the first monster ever brought about.
全然違いますもんね。
全然もともとデザイナーがやってたのはチャチャブみたいな
ちょっと
チャチャブ
ゴブリンみたいなやつですよね。
そうそうそうすごいこうバキバキのもうゴブリンでさ怖いわ。
Yeah, now they have Dragon's Dogma as their big like fantasy franchise.
ちょっとしたことだけで
So they still like kind of like that idea still kind of persisted for Capcom. That's basically the quintessential wyverns, yeah.
マスコットじゃない。
マスコット誰が
今はもう全14部機種になってますけど、当時はもう6種。
もともとが、まあ、でっかいモンスター倒すんだから、ハンター、まあプレイヤーの武器もでっかい方がいいでしょみたいな、ところから体験とヘビーボウガン、癖強の2つから始めてたから、
そうですよね。初め体験したのにずっとね。
でその後増えていったのもハンマーとかランス、重いのばっかりでこれいるやろって言ってさすがにいるやろ
I'm surprised Sword and Shield wasn't a first pick. That's like Sword and Board
っ
is
てなって片手剣と
easily
ライドボールを増や
classic.
して
Although they said they wanted to go
まあ
like
それ
heavy
でなんか
first.
キャラクター性が一通り揃ったんよね。
They've gotten so good at monster design, started
まあ
strong.
まずは最初の
They've cornered the market. Dude, no one makes fantasy-ish monsters like Monster Hunter does. The fact that they make them animals and not just like fantasy creatures that you find spawning in a dungeon is one of the single greatest choices ever made.
スティックで攻撃してたからな。東京ゲームショウとかでこうアテンドするじゃん。まあ
No hunting horn
プレイ
yet.
ヤーの遊び来る子触ろうとするやん。大体みんな普通はこうボタンに手やるやん、すぐにピッて。
そうね。
ボタンじゃないんですよ。これレバーなんですっつって
こっちなんですってね。
まずそこから持ち替えさせるみたいなね。
今のモンスターハンターのプレイヤーの方もそうなんですけど、やっぱあの時からやっぱりその助け合いであったりとか、その情報共有であったりとか、すごくなんでしょう。まああの時でそういう言葉あんまりないかもしれないですけど。
Hunting horn was dosy. I think it was second generation.
がねできてたんですよね。やっぱり
なんか自然発生してたしね、その助け合うとかね。昔はもう入ったらこう大チャットっていうみんながチャットの中にダーッと100人ぐらいがなだれ込んできて。でラオシャンロン張ってますみたいなログがブワーってずっと流れてて、でそれに群がっていくその人たちがいる。
いざ入ったらラオ何したらいいのみたいな、ね、
全然分かれて教えてくださいみたいな、尻尾に引かれてやられてしまいますみたいな何してたらいいんでしょうかって。
そうですね。
そうそう、
まあ、ドスからやっぱり古竜がやっぱりスポット当たってきてる。
Oh, there he is.
まあそれもなんか今のひな形になったのがその大型モンス
Yeah,
ター
the modern Elder Dragon came out of DOS.
基本的にはこの世界屋台骨なんだけど、そのワンクラス上のやつらがいるっていう、そのなんていうかな、ファンタジックな部分っていうのを
Another really good choice to kind of like
だからそいつらが
bring in that fantasy element but still kind of ground it with the ecological things, so you can have these inexplicable creatures yet you still know that something explains them.
なんかモンスターハンターのゲームのデザインしていくとか世界観
Yeah, Kashaldor kind of created the modern Elder Dragon.
あの当時ああいう仕掛けをしといてよかったかな。
そうですね。
HH was in the original.
特別な存在でしたからね。
Yeah, no, a little bit of an older creation. Well, not that old, or not that young.
どこでも出てくるすんげえ荒らしてくるやつみたいな、急に出てくるやべえやつっていうのはなんか作りたいな。
ラージャンは今でも大活躍ですからね。
大活躍
ですからね。
People love
大
Rajang.
闘技大会っていう
ありましたね。
あったやろ。捕獲したモンスターを自分のパートナーとして
Yeah, this was the PvP thing I was talking about.
対戦できるっていう大闘技大会っていうモードがあったんやけど、ラージャンもゲットできるのね。
A lot of interesting experimentation with DOS. I really want to play the fan remaster that came out.
モンスターもこう餌与えていくと強化できるんだけど、そのラージャンの強化する素材がキリンの角やって。で、
そう設定的にもね。
そう。で今となってもそれが設定としてはこうキリンの角を食うっていう設定がラージャンに残ったっていうのは、そこからっていうのがある。そこって思う。
And they made that canon in Iceborne.
キリンの角を食う。
もう最近ではデモで出てきますからね。
It's kind of sick that started as like a joke. Monkey Muscle, like you're saying, is an elder dragon.
まず携帯基盤、
はい
これをまあ作ることに
Yeah,
なった
Ichinose. So
きっかけ
Ichinose is the dude who like
はい
helms
僕と
pretty
は
much the
もう
entire
タイトル
portable era.
がちょうど、バイオハザードアウトブレイクってタイトルが、終わった後にちょうどその当時
Yeah,
のプロ
apparently
デュ
it
ー
did.
サーの方から、携帯機のゲーム PSP が、出ていて
On Torn Time, I think we're still
そちらの方で、開発をしないかって話を、いただいたのが最初のきっかけになりますね。
ドスとの連動っていうのがあって、
はい
実はヤンガルルがあってそこで生まれたモンスターね。ヤンガルルが行き来するモンスターみたいな扱いで、
はい
生まれたのがガルルガなんですよね本当はね。
そうですね。何かしらこうドスと、ポータブルの方でこう世界観を共有しながらちょっと何かゲームみたいなのを作れないかっていうので、そういったちょっと新規のモンスターを作ってちょっと確かに試みたのは大きなちょっと挑戦でしたね。あれも。
でここで
I do. I love
今
Young
となって
Garuga
は
too.
大人気のモンスターのティガレックスが生まれると。
最初
Oh, there's the
まあ
guy.
メインモンスターを新規で何かしら作ろうって話になったんですけど、モンスターの無印とかに作った設定しようとかめちゃくちゃあるんですけど、ワイバーンレックスって言われるこう飛竜の原種みたいな、まあ、昔にいた生き物みたいなそういうふうな設定のやつがあって、まあ、そこらとかは使えそうかってので、まあ、恐竜とかもやっぱ TX とかそういったのもやっぱり人気の生き物だったりとかする、そこらと飛竜、まあ、モンスターをかけを作ることでインパクトの強いものができないかなっていうので、考えたものにはなりますね。
あれだっけ僕がガウシカにボコられたんて、
あ、そうです。
あれセカンドの時やっけ
セカンドの時ですね。
なんか一ノ瀬に呼ばれてテストプレイやってほしいって言われて超強いガウシカでねテストプレイやっててボッコボコにされてどっかまでも追いかけてくるガウシカで、最後もう丘の上から俺弓打ってたもん
それ見てガウシカ調整しようかな。い
や分かったんちゃうね。
ちょっとまずいかな。
どう考えても分かんて
おかげさまで。
セカンド G が今までの、モンスターハンタータイトルの中で一番開発期間がやっぱ短くて、
そうですね。
で初めにコンセプト企画書って作るやん、
はいはいはい。
あれのバージョン 1.0 っていうのがあって、
はいはい。
でそれが、2007年の4月の25日やった。実際作り出したんでそのもうちょっと後やねんね。
はいそうですね。
っていうと1年やっぱかかってなくて、
いやそれかかってなかったですね。
Makes sense to be an
実質あれ
expansion.
10ヶ月かかってないから。
それ
Been asked before. You have a Discord or any potential plans to in the future? Probably in the future. Yeah, I haven't made one just yet. I actually have one. It's not done yet. I haven't worked on it recently.
早い手が
ちょっとね、変化球的なモンスターにしようっていう。
ダークヒーローじゃないですけ
No, I love interviews like these.
外したような形のかっこいいやつをちょっとしてみようかっていうので、なんか形にはなりましたね。
オープニングの
Please work it. I'll get around to it.
まだ本モデルじゃなかったからシルエットだけ見せてごまかせるようにしたね最後目だけ光ら
That's actually kind of funny.
いい感じに盛り上げるために
新システムというかオトモアイルを入れる
No one at school is an MH nerd. You need to go to Walter White. You need to teach. You swap out of chemistry and teach game design.
これはいけるって話で案外いけるかもってので
次にちゃんがディレクターとしてかかってたのが P サードと今回20周年で企画でやった、モンスターの人気投票
Yeah, this is the teacher's pet's first game.
というところやね。
It's so cool to have developers who have been around this long and clearly love the games that they're
一
making.
番苦労したんじゃないかなと思いますね。
何ヶ月かかった？
もうこれもう立ち上げから最後までの2年丸々
2 years on a portable third. Holy crap.
どういったアクションをちょっと遊びのサイクルに持ってくるかとかなかなか決まんなくてで叩きつけるみたいなところからちょっと遊びを軸にいろいろと来航中のサイクルですかっていうのをちょっと作っていったって感じはありますね。デザインとかもだいぶ最初の段階二足歩行で立ってましたからね。
Whoa, that's some wacky. That's a cool ass concept art. Holy
初めて
crap.
結構和のテーマが入ってくる。そこでだからまあ温泉とかもやっぱりここで初めて登場
モンスターハンターとは結構衣食住っていうか生活をベースにした、テーマのゲーム、何か生活感を感じるもの何かないかなって話をちょっとその当時とかも企画のメインの方と一緒にちょっと話してて、洗濯かお風呂ぐらいかみたいな話になって
Subspecies of Bonbro? Yeah, I can see a subspecies for
気
Bonbro.
持ちよさそうやし、なんか
Apparently, yeah, that was an ogre concept art.
日
Fucking
本人の
wild,
感覚
dude.
とやっぱりこう気持ちよくてリフレッシュする感があるんで、なんかそこら辺のとこちょっとモチーフにやりたいねって話してで、もう風呂しかないっていうか温泉しかないっていう
Oh,
の
it's
で
like
ちょっ
the
と
design. You know, I do like that design. That'd be kind of cool if they ever wanted to use it
入
again.
れた感じではありますね。
Very different, though. Try Ultimate and 4 Ultimate.
水中はちょっとこれ無印の時にさ、なんかその一番最初の盛岡のステージでキャンプから出るとアプトノスがいて、で川を横断してアプトノスがこう逃げて、
あいつらだけ逃げてける。
でうわもうここ入らせろみたいなこの欲求が強かったよね。
そうですね。
で欲求は大事にしたいよねっていうのと、まあ、チャレンジは1個何かやりたいっていうのがあって、まあ、モンス
Here's
タ
what
ー
they're gonna have to say about this.
関わりができるんだったらすごいいいんじゃないかなっていうので、水中っていうのとメインのモンスターを
Try was a really good game.
まあそこはワンセットでも、面白くならない限り水中はフィックスしちゃダメぐらいで勢いでやってたから、
そう外せるぐらいの覚悟でね、
もうくらいの覚悟でもう最悪埋め立てるっていう、ラギアクルスチームみたいなのができたの、もう絶対おもろするっつってまあ割り切りどころもこっちは提案してたけど、いや絶対もうこのシームレスにやれるのが絶対楽しいし、それを
I do prefer Giganox. I think Giganox pulls off what Kezu's going for a little bit better.
作ってくれて360度いろんな角度で関われるけどアクセスしやすい感じと、なんか
This
その
must
や
have
り
been
取りが
so
まま
much
ない
work.
っていうゲームで
I'd love for them to take another shot at
すごい
this.
おもれえなこれってなって、でもう実装しよう、水中ちゃんとやろうっていう。
でですね、まあトライ作って、でまあ正直僕らその後 MH4 モンスターハンター
そうね
4作ってたんですけど、
作ってた。
ちょっとモンスターハンター4がちょっと思ったより時間がかか
I
る。
think his Japanese name is Ragiakurus or something like
っ
that.
ていう話で
I'd have to check it again.
じゃあトライを移植してくるのはどうだって初め話してたんですよね。でも移植だけやったら
Honestly, I've heard like 17 different ways to pronounce his name.
みたいなこうやってたらなんか GQ も入ってるしモンスターめっちゃ入ってるしこれやばないって言って
Generations Ultimate is worth getting into. Very good game.
そら移植じゃないでしょみたいな。
移植じゃないやろ。もう発表の
Lock is still the best city they've ever made.
G つけようって話になって
トライ G にしたいって言い出して、
そっから変わったんですよね名前が。
地形周りでちょっとチャレンジしてたっていう、ジャンプ攻撃作りたいとか、
高低差ね。
そうトライのそのちょっと水中の高低差での遊びみたいなのがやっぱどうしてもこういいなっていう。
I called this. I said this in the Christmas special that the legacy of Underwater was the verticality we got in 4. I said this. I called
っていう
this.
ゲームが今後も戦っていくためには高低差のあるフィールドに自分たちもちゃんとやらなやばいのっていうので始めたっていうのもあったから、
やっぱりでもここで高低差入ったのはすごくやっぱ大きかった。
This was also huge. Dude, you gotta think about like mounting is still around. A lot of the gimmicks have not stayed around this long.
フィールドの地形に対しても
4 had a lot of really cool maps.
出るようになったっていうのは
They really built the game around that verticality.
プレイヤーが対応するっていうのが大きいから、まあそれができるようになったのは良かったかな。
But Poke exists. I'm talking cities, like online hubs. I think Lock is the best.
ドラマチックなところから始まるみたいな
そう
ね。
こうはとにかくそのいろんな要素を分かりやすくしようっていうか、キャッチーにしようっていうので、もうちょっと開放感のあるテーマにしようってって冒険っていうのをすごい分かりやすいキーワードを1個入れようってって冒険拠点を転々としながらまあお話が進んでいくっていうのは1個やりたいんです、だからそこにキャラクターもすごく必要だし描かないといけないその物語も
Another big reason that 4 changed Monster Hunter forever.
展開作れないからだからそこは一番4で取り組んだのかな、
ここで、現状
Your Switch is permadead? Ah, that sucks.
全部のね
総中根とチャージアックスが追加される
そういうジャンプに結構フォーカスしたゲーム性だったから、そういうのをユニークな
Favorite hub is Astera. I just love the old ships. I love the design of Astera. It's a bit big, but I do love the
無
art.
印の頃のイラストなんやけど、なんかこう鷹章みたいな、鷹を
Oh, I heard about this. That it used to be like a
みた
falconer.
いなイラストがあって、なんかおもろいことできんかっつって
I almost would have preferred that.
虫を操るそのコン、操縦コン。
The Kinsects are cool.
チャージアックスの時はもう分かりやすい武器作ろうぜみたいな、スラッシュアックスとこのちょっと対になるような、もう分かりやすい武器作ろうっつって、合体変形が結構コンセプトにある武器で、
ゴアマガラが今回のモンスター総人気投票でやっぱり北米だったら
Really popular.
やっぱりね人気あるんですね。特にゴアマガラってテーマ的にダークヒーローみたいなのがあったじゃないですか。それで結構海外で受けてて嬉しいですよね。
Dude, people in America fucking love gore.
展開した時も海外のコミュニティを
This was in my run through Iceborne tonight. Viper Toby nearly kicked my. Viper Toby's a bit of a bastard. I like him though.
G とかでも結構やってですよね。
だからいろんなとこでちっちゃなこのイベントやってるのもちょっと顔を出させてもらったりとか、大きなコミュニティとちょっとコミュニケーション取る場を作ってくれたりとか、その頃からすごい感じてたけどな。
Yeah, I'd say four was a really big stepping stone for Monster Hunter over here. It wasn't like the avalanche, but ooh, Time of Generations.
モ
Okay.
ンスターハンタークロスね。
はいそうですね、
はい。これ実は全然違うタイトルだったよね。最終的にはちょっといっちゃんと僕でやるって話になって、
それまで作ってた別のゲームとかあったんですけど、それやめてで、今回何しようって話に、領土さんと合流してで、領土さんから、もう提示してもらったのが
Theme
お
of
祭り
festival.
感
Yeah, I can see that. It's the very greatest hits album in the game.
お祭り感以上うちはスタッフ全員おおってなって、そこから仮技やスタイル
I feel like they pull. That's
問題モンスターが
what I really like about Generations and Gen Alt is it feels like a
お
big
祭り感から生
party.
まれたよくできましたね
I feel like they were able to get that pretty good.
ここまでね広げてくれたわっていうぐらい。
A couple crumbs about Wilds. I'm gonna hold them to their word that they're not gonna say
で
anything.
きる、タイトルとそれも何タイトルか出てきてるんで、やっぱりちょっと、ゲーム的にも何かちょっとアクションの部分で新しさとかがないと、やっぱマンネリはちょっとし始めるかなっていうので、既存の武器のところに何かちょっと
That's what I like about Ichinose.
遊びを広げられないかなっていうので、ちょっと
Even though it walks away from the grounded aspects that I think make Monster Hunter really unique, he's really big on trying just crazy shit and really kind of pushing Monster Hunter to see where it can go. Doesn't always work, but I respect the man's vision.
そんな感じでちょっとまとめていった感じにはなりますね。
4大メインモンスターの中で、個人的にはその後結構厄介なのがガムート。
なんですか。
でかい。
And that's why she wasn't an Iceborne.
いや結構ほらあっこに出そうとかってなった時に。
そういうことそういうこと。
Oh, they try. Oh, I called it again. I called it again. The size got in her way. If we fix Gameth up a bit, we can. If we make Wilds a much more open map game, maybe we can get Gameth in there. I think we can start putting down money on Gameth. I think we can start putting down money on Gameth being in Wilds, guys. That almost felt like a soft confirmation. That almost felt like a soft confirmation.
最初やっぱゲーム的にどう調整しようかなってところもあったんですけど、
They tried putting her in. Yeah, no, it's the corridors in the map. She was too big. But you know, you look at the Wilds trailer.
意見とかやっぱそういうの目にしますもんね。
それね、クロスが発売されて、その後にタイトル名としてはダブルクロスと。
市原君がディレクター
やってくれてて、エグゾプライマルのディレクターやってる平岡がメインプランナーでやってくれてて、当然の流れとして仮技とスタイルを足すんだろうなっていうのはあったんやけど、スタイルを2つ持ってきたよね。
そうですね。
Valor, the one that everybody uses for all the weapons.
で作るもんと掛け合わせ
Them maps are huge. Yeah, no, I think we're getting big boys back in Wilds.
見ていかなあかんから、
はい、
結構2つ足すってえらいことなんですやけど、やりますって言って最後まで走り切ってくれてで、ここでまあモンスター的生まれたのがこれも結構大人気。
Oh, look at the guy.
バルハルクって
Look at the guy.
ちょっと一風変わったもん
Bit of an odd boss is an understatement. That thing breaks the sound barrier.
デザインところシャチベースとかなんかそんな感じ
Based off an orca?
だからちょっとまあ空飛んで
I want to see that concept art. What the?
最終的に今の形になったっていうのは鳥とかそっち側の方か
Something closer to a
そし
bird.
て
Yeah.
ここでなんと2つ名でモンスター
Oh
が
hell yeah! Talk about them.
メインモンスター扱いですね入ってくるっていうね。ここでオーマ、ディアブロスと
Bring him back.
あいつよかったな。
Bring Bloodbath back. He's one of the coolest things I've ever made.
複数切り替えて後半に行くほど
I don't even care if you do the rest of the deviants. I just want Bloodbath back.
ゲームでも手に汗握るような
そうやね。まあディアブロスってね、初代から出てるんやけど、ここでね。
This has been a teaser for my first GU playthrough.
確かに
My anxiety.
特徴的な色にもねしてたんで結構印象にはモンスターになったんじゃないかなと、まあ2つの中でも思いま
He's
す
so
ね。
fucking cool. Oh, I am interested to hear what they have to say about creating world.
ワールドのディレクターの徳田
Yo-Yo
を呼ん
Tokuda.
でますので、
They're saying
ワールド
Tokuda's probably going to be directing
話をちょっとしていきたいと思
Wilds.
っておりますと。でまあここでやっぱりグローバルをちょっとやっぱ意識しようというところも出てて、
でもきっかけで言ったら 4G のテストやもんな。
そうね。
4G を、まあ、海外の方にプレイ
That
してい
makes
ただいて
sense.
意見をいただこう、フィードバックもらおうっていうのを
For you started. For you is where this started to crawl out of being niche.
なかなかこう答えるものがあって
なんで門前払いとは言わんけど、なんかそれぐらいの勢いで結構徳田が
I'm sure he did. It is the internet.
かなり気合が入り直したというかね、
そうですね。
次のゲームの水準というか、そこでやらないといけないところを改めてこうぶつけられたっていうか、
これはありましたね。
今回やっぱりそのナンバリングをやめた
Stop
っていう
gonna
か
bring the games at this point.
タイトルとしてもちょっと自分たちのテーマを
Theme in the.
やっぱりタイトルにつけていこうって話。
It was a cool idea, honestly. I kind of like how they did that.
はい、コードネームがワールドだったんです。
なんか気に入ってもうて、もうワールドええわって嘘やろワールドスタンダードしようぜってワールドにしてたやつ。
環境利用、まあモンスターも含めて
I'm
いろい
curious
ろ考
about
えて
this.
遊んでもらおうみたいなところがあったと思うんだけど、ここ大変やったなみたいなのってある？
縄張り争いでも
I'd imagine that animation must be a
モンスターを誘導し
bitch.
てそのぶつけ合うっていうのが行為として面白い。
And programming that also had to have been a
本当にそ
bitch.
れをゲームとして遊び出した時にそれにこうどれぐらい価値を見出せるかみたいなんてなかなかこう伝わりづらいというか、
まあプレイヤーがね関与しないって思われがちっていうね。
最初実装した時に、結構チームにも効率重視のプレーをする子がいて、狩りの効率を回すのが好きみたいな人がいて、その子がこんなのめんどくさいし誰もやらないんじゃないですかみたいなことを言ってたんですよ。でその後にダメージ表記を実装したんですよ。
あ、そうやね。
プレイヤーが普通に
Really?
10とか20とかしか
桁が違うかったね。
This sparked damage
瞬
numbers.
間にその効率重視の子があれ使わないのおかしいっすよね。その時に
Wow, that's fascinating.
ダメージ表記もいけるな。
ワールドのその数字の実装っていうのは、モンハンにとってはすごい
そうですね。
革命だし、僕としてもすごいそれは感じて。
今回
I never would have guessed that.
やって2位がネルギガンテで、ネルギガンテのこだわりって
まず古竜が集まる、生態系を含めたお話にしたいっていうのがあったんで、何がいいかなって考えてふと破壊と再生
言ってたね。
それを隣にいた藤岡さんに破壊と再生どうすかって言ったら
おもろいな。
Cool concept for a dragon for sure.
再生能力あるからこそその自らが傷つくことも厭わず攻撃するみたいなそのアクション性も含めて体現できたら、まあ、張りのあるモンスターになるんじゃないかなみたいな。
だからアイスボーンの最後もネルギガンテに美味しいとこ持っていかしたかったよね。生きてたみたいな、ネルギガンテらしいこのなんか持っていき方がちょっと、あれはなんかやりたかったよね。
ワールドでは結構タイトルアップデートでコラボとか結構多く入れたんですけど、逆に言うとアイスボーンは既存モンスター、シリーズモンスターの人気どころをちょっと入れていこうっていう。
そうそう。単純に僕の一個の心残りというか手強いモンスターがちょっとコラボキャラばっかりだったんで、やっぱちゃんと自社というかモンスターハンターのキャラにしたかったよね。だからミラボレアスはもう最強にする。
ミラーは揉めましたね。
Yeah, you missed the poll reveal.
かどうかっていう議論をずーっとしてたよね。
ステージも足すし、お話も作り出すし、ムフェトからアルバトリオンでミラまで。
Dude, the title updates of Iceborne were legendary. What a time, dude.
やっぱ締まりましたね。
そういう意味ではね、
すごい締まりましたね。
今でもずっと遊び続けてくれてる。
People still continue to play.
やっぱりそのワールドアイスボーンっていうのはちょっとああいうこの世界観の広がりであったりとか、その本当にモンスターハンターの世界で結構ねずっとこだわってたところが一気にこう広がったというか感じがしますよね。ラージャンのキャプチャー。
Yeah, have you guys seen this?
昔はもう全部手付けだったじゃないですかモンスター。
そうだね。でモンスターもそろそろやって。
This is the coolest shit.
キリンのこう角バキって折るとこペットボトルバーンって折ってうわーってやってるっていう。
前話したけどそれ徳田が
It was a dude in a mocap suit doing that, dude. It's so cool.
キリンの角を食べるとめちゃくちゃ強くなる。
Yeah, they're talking about this again.
成人の儀式なんですよとかいろいろ言ってて、それを回収してくれたんですよね。
That's so funny that they made that a thing.
またちょっと和のテイストが入ったようなところに、もう一回チャレンジっていうことになったんだけど、
そうですね。ライズの場合はワールドとは、違ったスタンスのゲームにしたい、携帯機、の特徴を生かした感じの遊びのサイクルだったりとか、そんなものにしたいっていう風な話を受けていたので、世界観だったりとか、そういったものをちょっとどうしようかなって時に再度そのモンスターハンターの中でその和のテイストとかアジア圏のなんかネタみたいなのをちょっとやってもいいのかなっていうので、
Gamora was so well designed.
テーマに今回ちょっとしたって感じではありますね。
モンスターのモチーフも結構今回、ライズの時は結構ユニークにちょっと妖怪とかをちょっとテーマ
Oh, hey, we broke 100 views or concurrent viewers on this. Awesome.
はどういう感じなの？
They hope they talk about They're going to talk about mouse now.
持たせれないかなっていうので、少しより具体的に、妖怪をテーマとか何かちょっと分かりやすい共通の
Really cool design choice for the monsters in this game.
過去作のモンスターとかともちょっと違った、もの。
A lot of them translated really well too.
そういったものを
W streamer? I'm barely a streamer. This is the fourth stream I've ever done, dog.
で
I like streaming though. This is a lot of fun.
やっぱかける虫っていうのは初めて入ってる。
I'm interested in what they have to say about
に
this.
なるんだけど、
ちょっとゲームのその地形を使った遊びっていうのをちょっと考えようかった時に、
That's my
壁に張り
streamer.
付いたりだったりと
Thanks,
か、地形でいろんなことをしたいっていうところがあり、ワイヤーを使ったようなアクションっていうのをちょっと足したいなっていうところから、単純にワイヤーでフックをかけてなんか登るとかそういったものではなくて、ちょっと
Biggest streamer of the year.
なんでなんか
Yeah, well, I don't eat food while I watch other people's YouTube videos, so I don't know if that's happening.
お供で言うとここで
You should stream more. I'm liking it a lot. I probably will.
が登場するっていうことになる。
犬ファンの形が、犬とかも何かしらの形で出えへんかなみたいな話とかで、その音も
I hope Palamutes ain't gone forever.
っていうところからアイル
Seems like we're getting Palabirds now, which do look sick, but I love the
あ
dogs.
んまり変わんない、なるんでちょっとガルクの方はちょっと四つ足の本当に獣、モンスターですねの形で、ハンター側の方に協力してくれるモンスターという生物としてちょっと、新しく作ったっていう感じにはなってますね。
Paloraptors? I've heard Paleopteryx, and I really like that
ディレクタ
name.
ーを呼んでますので、サンブレイクの方の話を聞いていきたいと思い
Love
ま
the
す。
streams. Do more?
はい、よろしくお願いします。
Apparently people
世
like
界
them.
観
I should do more.
のところやねんけど、で、まあ今回ちょっとテーマを
Palcabos. I like that a lot.
っていうのは。
もう一度その和の世界で行くよりも、あえてここは
Palamutes are technically monsters? Yeah.
見直すことで
Canine is technically a category of animal in these games now.
存在がたくさんいますので、そこら辺をモチーフにした、絵代わりと、それからその遊びの変化といったところ、違った登場人物を出すことができるかもしれないといったところを、総合的に考えたときに、ここをあえて洋風でチャレンジしてみようというところで、企画書を書かせていただいてと、もちろん
We definitely will. Austin's just a busy
進
guy.
めていこうっていう話、企画自体は立てていたんですが、和風の路線っていうのも、企画自体はベースはありました。はい、なので、アートまでは書かれてるんですよ。陽気払いの里というところでですね、本当にその陽気払いの里で、神楽の里の面々が、また活躍していくといったようなルートっていうのも、自分の中では、温めてはいたんですけれども、残念ながら日の目を見ることはなかった。
It's kind of a cool idea, though.
からモンスターが、
I hunt with the guitar. I play Hunting Horn in World.
あれの経緯は
ちょうどその開発を始める少し前ぐらいのタイミングで、モンスターハンターフロンティアがサービス終了を迎えたタイトルでもあったんですね。遊べなくなってしまったそのユーザーの皆さんに、そのモンスターハンターフロンティアの要素っていうのを何かこう届けられないかなっていう気持ちが一つあったのと、でもう一つは、そのモンスターハンターのフロンティアのモンスターっていうのは、新鮮に感じられる
Oh, that's a good sign.
部分もあるんじゃないかと、そういった面から
The standpoint is add a throwback monster, and you pick the best one.
モンスターを出してみようというふうに考えまして、モンスターハンターシリーズにおいて、直近の作品において、マッチするモンスターどれかなっていうのを考えたときに、生態であったりとか、もしくはアクションであったりとか、そのあたりを考慮した結果、エスピナスという一体を選ばせていただいたということにはなりますね。
なるほど。じゃあモンスターで言ったら、サンブレイ
Oh, the respect for Frontier is real, dude.
達成だよね。
はい。
やっぱメルゼナね、
I do YouTube full time, yeah. I live with my family, which is able to kind of provide while I'm getting on my feet. And since the fact that like it's actually starting to make money and is becoming more and more viable means I haven't needed to abandon it yet because it's been growing really well. So yeah, I do YouTube full time. I treat this as a full time
と
job.
ってもすごく大きなものだったかなというふうに思います。
そうですね。最後にユーザーに締めて、ね、綺麗にしまったなって感じでよかったね。
はい。
デモとかもちゃんと作ってくれてて、
そうやね
ちゃんとなんかストーリーの保管とかもなんかできたのがすごい良かったって感じだな。
はい、ありがとうございます。
Pocardon. There's a lot of really good Frontier monsters I could pull from.
Next up is this. Oh, is that Street Fighter?
It looks like it. There's some familiar faces there.
Thank you for the $5.
This is looking really cool. So it looks
Very
like
happy to
special
very happy to help you
collaboration
along. I
between Street
appreciate
Fighter
that.
6 and
One of my
Monster Hunter 20th
patrons.
Anniversary is on the way.
I appreciate
Super
you a
excited
ton.
for this, and I can't wait for it.
Same. I wonder how you can hunt a street though.
Looks like you could don Rathalos gear.
And there is the
Look at table.
classic Monster Hunter Greatsword there.
Yeah, that's a wyvern jawblade. Oh, and it looks like you can take it into your World Tour adventures. So a little bit of a
That's
Clash
kinda
between
funny.
Worlds right here.
MHX
nice little fun
Street.
And you'll be able to show it off in Avatar battles with other
Avatar
players.
items I'll never buy.
Pretty awesome. Oh, and is that's a Rathalos photo spot. All right.
King of the Skies himself.
Yeah.
And some little Palico buddies as well.
Yeah, the battle hub.
And
will
there's a
be
Rathian in the
proper
background.
Monster Hunter themed, and that's
Be nice to
looking
Rathian.
pretty awesome for any hunters and Street Fighter fans. Well, this collab is dropping in April, so be sure to watch out for further details.
The Monster Hunter Now Celebration 2024
Yay!
is happening right now
Monster
in
Hunter now.
And
Dog,
as part of that, Hunters
I
have
stopped.
received
I was
special
planning on doing like
Hunter
update
medal
videos for
in
every
the halo of the
season
Monster
on
Hunter Series
now and
20th
whatnot.
anniversary by
And
completing special anniversary
I don't
themed
care.
quests.
I play
Now,
it like
hunters, get
passively
out
and
there
whatnot,
join
but
the
like,
hunt because
oh,
these
dude.
quests are available until Sunday,
Yay,
March 24th,
blech.
at 11:59 p.m.
Try
in your
not to
local
throw
time.
up right now.
The Hunter's Choice top monster was announced today, and Zinogre took the #1 spot. In celebration, the following events will be held in Monster Hunter Now. Zenogre's
Yeah,
guaranteed
Monster Hunter
appearance
Go.
at Renathon Points was planned to end on
Good to
Wednesday,
acknowledge
March
Rathian.
14th,
I'll
but
acknowledge her.
turns out
I love
it'll be
Rathian.
extended until Monday,
Rathian
March
deserves a lot more
25th
respect than she
11:59
gets.
p.m. local time.
But wait, there's even more. The second major update, the Vernal Invader, will go live on Thursday, March 14th, 2024.
Fortnite collab during
Play yourselves,
this.
hunters, and check out this recently released teaser.
Is MH now fun? It's whatever. It could be worse. Monster Hunter, now I want to die. Yeah. Haven't spent a cent on this, and I'm not planning on it. So, I kind of dig the techno remix of Proof of a Hero, though. So harsh to their money printer. Monster Hunter, now give me your credit card. Monster Hunter, now give us your money. I'm liking these. These are good.
This major update will mark the beginning of a new
Rangers of
in-game
Oblivion was
season with
unironically a better
even more
mobile
new
Monster
additions,
Hunter.
including
I don't even know what that is, and I agree with you.
Odogaron and Zitsuyaku, as well as a new weapon type, the Charge Blade. What's more, this new update will bring new features such as layered equipment and the Season Pass, great for you fashion hunters.
Oh boy, a
The
season
Pass
pass.
will allow you to progress through tiers as you play, with different rewards such as Zenian
Get out of
materials
here,
available at every
Niantic.
tier.
Go away.
There will even be certain layered equipment and other items that can only be acquired with the Season Pass.
In celebration of the
God.
anniversary, a layered T-shirt
It's
with the main logo.
stellar
of the
how much
Monster
I
Hunter
don't
series
care.
20th
Blade
anniversary
equipment looks
can
so...
be obtained
Dog, it's a
with your 20th
t-shirt and
season
cargo
pass. In
pants.
part 2 of the Monster Hunter Now Celebration 2024, you can look forward to Event Quest celebrating the 6-month anniversary, as well as various new rewards.
Yeah,
and
dog,
perks.
whatever.
And if you're a Discord Premium member, you have a campaign running from March 19th, and more details will be announced at a later date. This is a great opportunity for members who've never played Monster Hunter Now to try it out, so we hope you check it out. We've got a cute version of the Monster Hunter series 20th anniversary logo,
It's a
and it'll appear
white
in Monster
t-shirt.
Hunter Now. Via a new event quest that will be
But will my
introduced
MH
in
Now
late April, you'll be
NFTs
able to
transfer
earn a
to
layered
other games?
t-shirt
God, I
bearing
hope
this new
so.
version of the Monster Hunter series
Wish they put the
20th
resources
anniversary logo.
into
More
WoW.
details
I
will be
mean,
announced
the
at a later
money
date.
from
Going forward,
now
Monster
is
Hunter Now will have a
probably
major
going into
update once per
Wilds.
season. We're looking forward to bringing you more new content and improved gameplay and further updates. This summer, we're planning on adding more.
I'm
new
going to
monsters,
go out on a.
including Monster Hunter Rise,
I don't do
very
this,
first
but for the
Leviathan,
Horn
as
Brotherhood.
well as
Hey,
a
man,
new
Tin
weapon
Can, thank
type
you very
and more
much.
story chapters to be unlocked.
Yeah, no, I sunk my teeth
September,
into Hunting
Monster Hunter Now
Horn
will celebrate its first anniversary.
in
You can look
a
forward
couple
to
of times.
major
Really dug in
this
with
time.
this
We'll
playback of
continue
World. I'm
adding
really loving it.
monsters, weapon types, and new features after that too. So look out for future updates and announcements.
Oh, look,
Hey, everyone,
Leviathan.
and
That's
welcome to
absolutely
the
gonna be
community
me.
roundtable
Of course
for
it's
the
gonna
Monster
fucking be
Hunter
Mizu.
20th
I'm thinking of starting an MH
Of course, I'm Jono,
theme
European
only
Community
fans.
Manager of
JK,
Monster
love your
Hunter,
work.
and over on the opposite side there is Joe, the North American Community Manager on Monster Hunter, and today we
I don't know,
have
man.
some
$5 is
very,
$5.
very special guests. How about you introduce yourself?
Hey,
to start
Rurikon's
with?
on here.
Hey, I'm Kogas. I'm Monster Hunter Wiki guy. You see me a lot of times on Twitter or X, whichever you'd like to call it.
And now
Normally
low
I'd
cost,
have
low
the
effort
camera
cash
up,
cow
but
for
since
Capcom to
mine's
continue
not
fun
working,
mainline game.
I'm a pig
Yes,
viewer for
especially
today.
because I'm going to assume Wilds is going to
I'm
cost
Vampy. I also
millions
go
of
by Vampy Bit
dollars.
Me, and I've been a fan of the Monster Hunter series
Grandpa
for
Rurikon.
quite some time now.
I love
Not
Rurikon, dude.
as long as maybe these
You have to
guys,
post
but I
screenshots
love
of
it
monsters. I do.
ultimately the same, and I
Dog.
love making costumes.
Hang on
of
now.
The characters, of the armor sets. And
Why is
everything.
that a good idea,
And
though?
I just enjoy Monster Hunter as a series
Peapod?
as a whole.
Yeah, dude, I love
That's it.
Rurikon. He's Monster Hunter Grandpa.
Hi, I'm Rurikon, and I play the Gunlance, and I like big explosions, and that's really cool in Monster Hunter, so that's what I do. I
And
just
he's base
blow
as
things
fuck.
up
There you
and
go.
stuff.
Because Gunlance is sick.
Amazing.
So glad I came
Well,
around to Monster
thanks,
World,
everybody, for
disliked it
being
at
here.
first.
We're so glad to have
That's the story of a
you
lot of
here
Monster
for
Hunter
this,
fans, dog.
Pretty casual chat, but we 20 years of Monster Hunter. We wanted to take a look back at the growth. of this
Gunlance
series.
rise up.
It's
Gunlance
been,
underrated.
an amazing
Rurikon is
run
just
of the
like me
series.
for
Obviously,
real.
There's a great future ahead, but
Yeah, I like the dude a lot. I like his content a lot.
Growing the Monster Hunter.
I don't watch a lot of
series
live
here, both in
content,
US
so I
and
don't watch a
Europe, so,
ton of his shit,
wanna
but I
ask
like
all of
Ruri
you
a
who
lot.
played
I think
a
he's
pretty
really
crucial
cool.
role in that,
And then I
you know,
don't recognize
what makes
Vampy.
Monster
I've seen
Hunter
Kogath on
special? Why don't we
Twitter.
start Kogath, with your relationship with the series?
Wonder why they didn't get Gaijin? I don't know. Good question.
18, I was just hanging out at a place named GameStop, just this little video game store. We'd hang
This
out
Gaijin's
late,
like an OG.
play stuff like Capcom versus
And then,
SNK and stuff.
honestly, I'm kind of shocked they didn't get
new
Rage,
releases
because
that came out, and I
Rage are the
saw
two.
box art, and I'm like,
I mean,
okay,
since
that's
Eric's
cool,
is
Dragon
kind of
Knight.
like on his way
Did
out,
that for a little
Rage
bit
is probably the biggest
through
Monster Hunter guy on the platform right now.
Velociraptor, You know,
Might be a
I was like,
scheduling
oh,
thing.
cool.
Who knows?
Little blue Velociraptor wasn't that bad, right?
He's busy
Nice.
playing FF14. Yeah, probably.
Pink
Guy's in
chicken
Japan.
thing,
He's
and
probably
I'm like,
asleep right now.
oh, this should
I don't
be
think
easy,
this is
right?
live, because I
Sweet.
think Rurikon is streaming right now. I think
Detroit.
this is pre-recorded.
chance.
I'm gonna check his
And
channel.
just from that, I learned, just okay, I have to take this seriously. Actually, put time into grinding out. my
Yeah, I don't
gear
think this
and
is
stuff that
live.
hooked me.
Debbie, how about you?
When I first started with the series, I
Where's Flame? There's a
personally
lot of people that could have
was
got for
watching
this.
my little brother play. He's been playing since the beginning, and he's always.
I wish I
portraying, like,
wish I
hey,
knew
you
who
should play this
Vampy
game.
was. I
And
unfortunately
we
do
have
not.
Similar tastes, but I was never really into games that, that needed maybe possibly other people to play with. I was more so a player that liked my
Christian
own
Team
time.
Dark.
With
Yeah,
maybe,
there's
like hunting or
our
whatever,
community's
so
great.
It was a little bit.
Why aren't you on there with
them?
them? Dude, dog, I would have taken that in a heartbeat, dog.
Itself was very interesting.
Probably because they have
Monster
no idea who
Hunter.
I am.
So obviously you hunt monsters, right?
We'll get him for
So I
25,
tried it
boys.
afterwards
Get
with the three,
get me to 2
and,
million before 20
it
or
honestly got me
for
hooked. Ultimately,
2029.
it hooked me because
Where
of the
Asmongold?
dialogue.
Shake my
I
head.
think that's the main thing that got
Um,
me in the beginning, and the monsters, but Guildmarm literally made me roll every
I love
time
this
she
community.
talked.
Dude, we have a really good
So,
community.
I was kind of stunned.
Where's the
that this
Cantor
kind of
Rex? He's
game had
another
that kind of
OG.
dialogue, and also the
Hey
music.
Jay.
I still listen to the music to this day.
Hey Jay would be cool because
when
he had a
I'm,
whole
like,
arc
just
about
doing
getting into
chores
the
and stuff,
game.
and I just
He wasn't originally going to do it because he didn't like
ultimately love
Rise.
everything about Monster Hunter. It's just so cute. Love the palicos. I love all the weapons that you can, hunt with. And also the community. Probably talk more about that later, but I made so many friends through Monster Hunter, and ultimately, like, my brother and I connect way more.
I'm the
now
opposite. I forced all
because we
my friends
can
to play Monster
talk
Hunter.
about Monster
I
Hunter
indoctrinated
and all the
about
games
a
that
half
are out
dozen
now,
people
so it's
into a
pretty cool.
cult.
So for me, the first Monster Hunter that I tried was Monster Hunter Tribe because I had a friend that was always talking up Monster Hunter to me. And the
As long as the
interesting thing
community
is that I
members don't
actually didn't
suggest
like it
to
because I
take over
couldn't
making
understand
thumbnails without being asked at all
what
and
the
making
point was.
that
Like, oh, I
person would
jumped
be
into this
embarrassed.
map,
I
but
don't know what you're
everything is
specifically
empty and I'm
referring
supposed
to.
fight just one monster.
That is
It
true,
was kind
can
of like a
confirm.
concept of the game that I had never really experienced before. So it was
Where's
really weird and it didn't
CR-VODcanic?
click. But
Dude,
eventually, a friend of mine.
Get the channel up. 2029, 25th anniversary will get me on this panel. All right.
I got Monster Hunter Freedom Unite.
I just want to port a try on the
Vita,
Switch so I can play
and
it.
It was compatible.
Maybe
to
someday,
ad
man.
hoc play with the
And keep an
PlayStation
eye on
Portable,
Summer
which
Games
to me
Fest.
was
Maybe
like,
they'll do
fine,
something
how
there.
are we getting these two
I'm
completely
surprised how
different
ultimately positive
consoles
this
to
community
work
is.
and everything
It's
just
pretty
works
damn
fine?
good,
I was
dude.
surprised. But then
As
he
long as you
actually
stay off
explained to
Twitter.
me that the whole
Even
concept
Twitter's not like
of,
that
you hunt the
bad.
monster, and then you get its parts, and you upgrade your equipment, and then you can
Even
hunt
the
an even
Reddit's
bigger
not
monster,
that
and then you get
bad.
its parts, and you
I've seen
upgrade
worse.
more, and you hunt even a bigger monster, and so on and so forth. And then the gameplay loop kind of clicked, and I got completely addicted to it. So Monster Hunter to me is two things. It is the gameplay loop that it has of constantly
I made all my
upgrading
friends play
yourself
as
and
well.
getting to
Literally
fight
bought.
harder
Yeah, dude, that
challenges.
was me with Try.
And
I
friendship,
bought
because
Try
I've
for
also
my
made a
friends,
ton
and
of
I
friends
made them
by
play
playing
with
Monster
me.
Hunter, including this friend of mine who got me into Monster Hunter. And then at a later time, I made friends with Gaijin and Eric's and a lot more people in the community. It was just like friggin' awesome. Just had a blast.
I mean, Twitter just
Yeah.
stinks in general.
think
I don't
that
have
journey
Twitter or
that
Reddit, so
you
I'm safe from the
described,
bad
I
side.
think it's kind of like
Yeah,
how
I
like
really
you
just use it for
really done that for a lot of other people, right? People kind of
self-promotion and like complimenting other people's
Over
work.
time, they go over they learn all about it. It really starts to click with them, and then they spread the word.
Oh yeah, the people who petitioned to nerf it, Talos and Elatrion,
Exactly.
fucking
And as Fancy
weenies.
said, we're going to be diving into what exactly makes the Monster Hunter community so special. But before then, I have
Teaser for the
I'd
flagship
like
of
to be
Wild
the
Silhouette. I don't know, dog. I don't even want to hope for
I kind of
crumbs.
divide because in Monster Hunter, I feel that as hunters, your weapon.
Royal Ludroth was my first
finds
roadblock
you.
too.
and defines you amongst the community. And with 14 kind of currently existing weapons to choose from, obviously Rurakan, you did touch on yours there. You're a bit of a blast in the hunt. Me, Sword and Shield.
Must have been ballin'. Okay, let's be specific. I made my mother and father buy Monster Hunter Tri for my friend's birthdays.
People know I love the Greatsword. It's just always been my main once the first game. Just seeing it evolve throughout the series has been awesome.
Based parents.
I kind of have to say, and I think a lot of people do know, but if you do not know, I'm a hammer main. I love my hammer. I'm kind of like Rio.
All right, I like her. I have no idea who she was until today.
You guys seen Rio's
I like her.
I'm sure you have, or if you haven't.
Like 2 years after the game came out. Shut up.
I think majority of the games when I first started was just that, the hammer, and I still love it to this day. And yeah, I love the hammer.
What drew you to it?
It's just I like
bonk,
the feel of the hammer. Like there's weight to it, you know? And when I'm hunting, I just love breaking parts and I just love bonking the monsters on the head. It just feels good. It's a very satisfying weapon for me. So that's why I use it.
So an interesting thing that happened to me was this one friend that got me into Monster Hunter when, he was telling me how about I had to pick a weapon, right? And he was, you need to pick a weapon so that you get good with one weapon. And I was like, okay, well, what are the weapons that are available? He starts listing them all off, and suddenly he says gun lance, and I was like, I want that one. And he's like, no, don't choose that. That one's bad. You don't want to do that. And I was like, no, that's the one I want. It's definitely the one I want. And the more he tried convincing me otherwise, the more I would double down. No, this is the one.
I think with a lot of us, it just kind of, whatever feels natural to each player, you know? You finally get your hands on it, and you're like, yep, this one feels right, this is what I'm going to use.
That's actually why whenever somebody jumps into a stream or something and asks me, hey, what weapon would you recommend for a newcomer? My recommendation is always, I recommend you go to the training grounds and use all of them and see which one gels with you the most, because a recommendation doesn't really matter if you're going to have to learn them.
Very true. That is very true.
It's kind of like choosing a character in a fighting game. It's like, choose the one that you think looks the coolest and then just give it a shot.
The weapons are borderline fighting game characters at this point. They're so complex.
Each time you pick up a new weapon, it kind of feels like you're playing a different game. Like
especially
when I think about,
nowadays.
Like, playing Hunted One, which I used for my PC playthrough of like Rise and Sunbreak, it was entirely different to what I knew with this.
I would get one. Blue,
To
please.
any duters out there, whenever you join any lobbies that I'm in, I love you. I immediately love you. You're best. They're always greatly appreciated.
Also, when you're using a different weapon, other than what people are used to seeing you use, you find a new subset of people, and their personalities are
Didn't look at armor skills on Karanico. That's how we all
like
started, man.
Users. I started in the bow, right? Like they start acting. They're a little bit different than the hammer, great sword, the heavy weapons, right? Like they're just like a little bit different. So I find that very interesting. Like a different set of people have a certain kind of personality, I think. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's
I play with counter builds. Yeah, dude. I
was gonna say, I think we always say.
I usually get pretty okay with like 6 or 7 weapons.
Part of the personality, and some people it's like their entire personality.
I've never been one to hard main anything. And yeah, no. If a monster's tough, I want to learn its game, because that's what some people I don't think really understand that about Monster Hunter.
Yes.
It's not that much about brute force.
My brother is a hardcore
These fifth
lance
leaders don't know
user,
the struggles of
and
learning
like,
how
he's
armor
just
skills work. No,
love
they
my
don't.
weapon.
Dog, I didn't know what
Whatever,
armor
about
skills
my hammer,
were
I'm
until like
I
my
have
3rd
this
game.
hammer, I'll break these parts for you. What do you need? It's just extra, you know? So, it really depends.
Did I miss it, or did Joe not say his weapon?
Oh, yes, I did it. Yeah, I'm like Kogath. I'm a great sword main all the way. Yeah,
I just wanted to make.
Hard maining? Yeah, I don't hard
when
main.
you see those gigantic damage numbers, it's really hard to go back. It doesn't feel.
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have any longsword mains or Hogan users in.
I'm curious now.
It's just a meme in my community that I like to make fun of it, and it's just an exaggerated meme that ended up happening.
Guys, we have to like everyone check out the pages now. Everyone raid the pages and find out. Huh?
Fifth Fleet don't know about negative skills. No, they don't.
Yes.
We gaslit our friends about negative skills. Didn't tell what they were.
All the different creators groups and the sub communities, even like the Reddit page has their own jokes, and you know that's one of the things that makes the Monster Hunter community so special. And like for me, kind of coming into Monster Hunter, it was actually the content creators that taught me how to play the game back in the 3U days. You know, I had my little like my 3DS and all of that, and I didn't know how to play this game. I loved hard games. I kind of. Yeah,
Oh yeah, negative skills were a thing pre-World.
Back in the day, so I had this hunger for boss fights and hard fighting, and I heard about this game called Monster Hunter that was from Japan, and it's hard. It's the same people that Devil May Cry, and I was like, I'm gonna check that out, and I had no idea.
He's
what
making
I was doing.
taunt
I
armor,
had to
doesn't
collect
know,
stuff,
put on
I
your...
had to sharpen my weapon.
We
You
did
know,
that
what
to
I
a
was doing,
dude.
It's actually the creators that brought me in. So ever since then, I've had such a soft spot for the creators that kind of really bring the community together and help newcomers settle in. And I think that's something that makes the Monster Hunter community so special, in my opinion, is how welcoming it is, and how in some places, you know, you might see people gatekeeping, like, oh, you can't use that weapon. That's my
The
weapon.
amount of
Here,
information that they give you to actually know how skills work has definitely been great. I don't have to go to a website that someone started up to learn what the skills do. A lot of the changes have been very good.
Well,
Mix ups are so satisfying in old games, lining up all the points.
there's only one
It
weapon
is
that's got
very,
Rachel's
it's
name.
very satisfying
Rachel.
because it's a little bit more precise. Yeah,
this
there's a
community
lot
has
of merit to
been
the old
something that
system.
kept me going for,
There's
you know,
stuff I really
past
respect about it, and there's stuff that I think
And
has been
12
improved upon
years,
it. I don't
give
think
or
it's
take,
universal one way or
because
the
I
other.
started doing community stuff with Monster Hunter Try. I did a couple videos that
I remember
every
Monster Hunter Life
alternate, I'd always
magazine.
make sure, oh, there's a new event quest, gotta get a video out, you know. But when I started doing the wiki stuff, it was all about me wanting to give back to the community, wanting to help them any way I can. If it was, you know, teaching them how to play the game or teaching them where to find stuff.
It was a damn puzzle game, dude. I pulled up
know,
a
it's
note.
just always
I was
been
playing
such
GU.
a-
I pulled up a notes tab on my
I'll put it-
phone so I could track what I
Such
was
a cooperative
doing.
thing with everybody, all of us going towards
There's
the
a
same
novelty to
goal
it.
and trying to help bring each other up to help, you know, beat these big monsters.
I love that story because I relate so much. I think all of us
use
do.
Excel? Yeah, you
Especially
kind
with
of
the community
did.
because
You really did.
I was new too. So back then they would have caravans traveling, and I would go to all these caravans. And my friend brought me, and they're like, "You need to meet the community." I'm like, "Online?" They're like, "No, you just meet them in person." And they would have these caravans
used
where
my
you can buy
last two
things
brain
like, you know,
cells.
merchandise, plushies, and stuff. It'll be at Capcom, and I would go
Dog,
with my 3DS.
Kitchen, you're speaking the fucking
and
truth. And they
people were just
change
talking to each
how
other, and I
latent
was not
power
used
works
to that.
in every single
In
game,
line,
and it's
everyone
so
was just comparing each
stupid.
other's monsters, favorite weapons, and it's just that energy when you're around everyone talking about the same thing. Obviously,
Can you give me your spreadsheet for
amazing
GU? I
game,
still have to
Monster Hunter,
complete
right?
the
So
game.
it
It's just
was
a
very
note tab on my
interesting to me
phone.
because I'm like,
That's
everyone's
been what I
actually really
run.
nice. And I love that. It was almost like
Talk up Monster and what are your friends? Try and
it was a
convert them? I
magnet
mean,
for me,
dude, it's a great time to
because I
get in
didn't
on
have
it.
that. Especially with fighting games. I love fighting games, but there was always
There's
obviously
just like 4
fighting,
sets
but
until Fatales.
everyone's
That's what I liked
like
about
Hobart
Sunbreak
said,
is they
you know,
went
everyone's
so
working together.
nutty with the skills
And I
that there
made
was a
so
lot
many
more
friends during that
experimentation
caravan
with the skills
that
in
I pretty
Sunbreak.
much, you know, started to hang out with them
Latent power was OP in Rise.
around the 4U days.
I hated
and
latent
then
power
it
because
got
of that.
to a
It's such a
point where I
weird
would
skill.
bring my 3DS, so we
World
would
is,
have
dude. I feel like it's
play
been
in
on
our
sale
cars.
since the
And of
Game
course, it would
Awards.
disconnect sometimes,
Like
and
I
that'll
keep
be the
getting
worst. We'll be
pop-ups that it's
playing
been on
against Crimson
sale.
Fatalis or something, and if someone fought, you know, just well, I'm not there anymore, so good luck, you know. And we would just have the funnest time laughing at each other, and it's just so fun. It's so fun, and like is actually not as serious.
I didn't really know how armor skills worked in the older games. It took me 3 games to realize how armor skills worked. And even in 4U, still wasn't good at it. What is latent power? I play in German, so I don't know that skill does. It's the one where, okay, in World specifically, latent power is the one where if you took a certain amount of damage, you'd get an affinity boost temporarily, I think. I still don't know how skills work.
It's one of those things where if somebody has a question, usually people don't go and start making fun of them. It's usually more like, hey, try it like this. Maybe you're.
I feel like anytime I recommend a game to my friends, they're actually
one
less
really
likely
good
to try them.
example is, for
I had a
instance,
friend like that.
AJ, I don't know if you guys remember. AJ made his video where he said, "Oh, I actually don't really like this monster."
Is Risebreak as long as Worldborn? Thinking about trying it out. Main campaign-wise, yeah, I'd say so. And then it also has like an Infinity Ladder end game, so yeah.
Backlash or anything like that, and I think that is one of the most perfect examples of the community getting together to kind of just like celebrate the game and try to be as inclusive to newcomers as possible. Even people who have a negative opinion on.
Why do we say
game,
Risebreak instead of Sunrise? Order of release, but Sunrise is really cool too.
Because I had been creating content for the game, I was.
All I see is increased affinity on latent
I still
power.
expect, like, more
There's like,
people to
hey,
be
it's
like,
pretty
"Ah,
good.
you don't know what you're talking about, or something like that. There was almost none of that, which is almost unheard of for a lot of communities, I would say. So yeah, I was very impressed.
Grinding in
Yeah,
Risebreak
I
is
think
much
it's one of
faster.
those
I'd
things
say
that
so.
comes from the series kind of like having more humble beginnings in kind of like the Western territories and being a phenomenon in Japan. And I feel like anybody who got their hands on it here in the US or Europe were just super, super excited about it. Just want people to like understand, like, this game is so good, you need to get it. You need to get it. And so I think like it's just created this like groundswell of everybody like wanting people to play Monster Hunter, just to try it, just to understand it, and it's really created like a community that's.
If
super
Wilds is
positive.
cross-platform, I might actually wind up getting even more
Yeah,
of my
we had all
friends
these
invested in
niche
Monster
little
Hunter.
communities, and we just want more and more.
Because I have a
people
couple of
to
like
join
hardcore
us,
PC
you know.
guys who
Come on,
have
come help with the
some
Threat
interest in it,
Oh, you need help with
but
that Monster
I'm on
Hunter? Yeah, no
PS5 with
worries.
World,
We just
so
keep getting together and growing as a family.
they're not going to get into World. But
I did.
I might be
so
able to
many
snag even more of them,
Alatreon lines.
honestly.
It was insane. Like
The grinding lands? Yeah,
like,
kinda.
The moment Alatreon dropped, I think for the next 3 weeks, almost every other day, I was like, okay, guys, everybody that hasn't killed Alatreon yet, let's go. Join the party. We're all coming in. It's a big Alatreon train, and we're gonna kill him a bunch of times. Everybody get your materials. It was a celebration. It was that. It was for Cult to Roth, we did the same thing. For Safi Jiva, we did the same thing. So it's a ton of fun.
I agree. The Latreon was crazy because that was the wall that everyone hit.
Yep.
And I think everyone who was streaming at the time like worked together to figure it out. And I remember that day that it.
I think
launched,
Alatreon
and I
took
was
us like
I'm not
3
sleeping.
nights.
So
3 or 4.
everyone
Alatreon took us a
here, I
while.
don't understand. We did not sleep until we figured it out. You know.
Yeah.
And it was crazy, and so I'll always remember that. You know, Latreon's crazy. So good point. Good point.
Thanks for that, Alatreon, as well. We appreciate you bringing the community together.
Yeah.
For the greater good. For the greater good.
He's great. Yeah, dude, I love Alatreon in World.
After you, good sir.
Before I know we're talking a little bit about
Alatreon
like,
forcing you to
World
make an
and
actual build,
Rise
and
you
that's
know,
why
obviously,
he's
like, the
good.
series has reached like this global status where like a bunch of people are playing.
What do
it,
you
and
mean I
everybody's
can't
excited.
use the Raging
Why
Brachiosaurus
did that
Greatsword
go
build that I found
I
off
don't
of a
know if any of you
YouTube
guys,
video?
played the
Those are
first
the people who
Monster
got
Hunter on
mad.
PS2 or played some of the games on PSP. And
Those
if
are the people
you
who got
have,
mad.
What was that first experience like? And if you haven't, are there any like monsters from that era that maybe like really connected with you?
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, that's where I started, PS2. And just that first Kutku that destroyed me has stayed with me, and it's become one of my favorite monsters throughout the series. Just a, goofy pink chicken monster that breathes fire. I've never seen anything like that till playing Monster Hunter. And it's been fun watching that monster evolve throughout the series as it comes in, and, it gets subspecies and similar species to it, like Yangaruga.
Even though I didn't play the initial games, I did watch my brother get very angry and throw his controller many times. And And I do remember him getting really angry about the Kutku, which I thought, like, are you serious? And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay. So, you know, you're right. Like, seeing it evolve is very interesting to me as a spectator as well. So, that was very cool that you said that, because it did pique my interest a little bit. I think back then, even though I didn't play the game.
Yeah, man, I didn't grind.
So
I like
always heard
Kultaroth and
about,
Safi Jiva because I
Kutku
didn't
and
know
how it
life
was
grind
for a lot of,
Kultaroth and Safi
players in
Jiva.
Monster Hunter 1. I didn't really play Monster Hunter 1, but like I said earlier, I did.
Through his
play
control
through
over
with
Yan
my
Kutku,
friends.
specifically Monster
One of
Hunter
my
1
fondest
Yan
memories
Kutku.
is
That
actually
game is
Gibbs
built
Rose.
different.
Because Gibbs Rose does that thing where he plays dead, but he's actually not dead. And so my friend completely trolled me. He was like, "Oh yeah, he's dead. Let's go carve now and whatnot." And the music stops, and you're like, "Oh okay, this is fine." I go up to carve, and it's not working. Like, is it glitched? Do we get this? And then he just like does his thing and one shots me, and I was like, "Hey, wait a minute!" And my friend just.
Oh, hey, Blast, how's it going?
all
Good to
like,
see you, buddy.
"What the hell? What do you mean? That's not fair."
I like how they waited. They were just
Monster
like,
Hunter
let
built
him-
with Stone
let him
Dragon
cook.
Dog. Monster Hunter was
Let
built
him- let him
odd.
figure it out. I love that, because that's what we do too. Because we're like, oh, this will be perfect, because they don't know.
That becomes kind of like a rite of passage whenever.
Chad
we
Young
bring up
Kutku in
a
the
new
first game?
player
Yeah,
and we're
kinda.
playing some of the older games
I
or
throw
something, it's
control
always
over
like, "Oh,
Velociprey in
Gibbs
MH1.
Rose. Yeah, let's do Gibbs Rose. Oh yeah, he's fine. Go ahead and go get your loot. It's fine. It's all good.
I can say for me, I joined a little bit later. I was a 3U. That was my, as I mentioned, my first one.
Same.
Yeah, and then quite rapidly as well. I was like, I'm gonna get into 4U, and then like 4U's when I was like, yeah, I love this franchise. Like, I really enjoyed 3U, and I was like, this is great. This game's cool. And then I jumped onto 4U, and yeah, the rest is kind of history. I was in since then. And yeah, it was really special how even between 3U and 4U, how different the games felt. You know, one thing about Monster Hunter is like,
Been watching the
each
celebration on
generation
another stream, which just
has a
ended.
different
Yeah, no, we're just kind of
flavor,
vibing
so,
and listening to
yeah, it
the
shows that
people
things
talk
like
about
was keeping
the game.
core DNA there. So you're always on your toes, always
Probably ride it out to the end because I'm having fun. Chat seems to be having fun.
Identity is still there, but they play a bit different. Or they have a few tricks, or what they have is
Rain
changed.
server's cool. They
Like,
even
you
have
know, with the
PS
thing,
Vita
for
support. That's kind of
example,
sick.
Between 3 to 4U and then jumping ahead, and you look at the difference between like World and Rise. There's always something.
I got
new,
like
and there's always
for
something
a bunch of
to
stuff
grow
from
as a hunter
Kultaroth. It's not that
to
bad.
try
It's
out.
not even that it's that
That's-
bad, but
that's
people
what I
like
found really
mathematically
fun.
found out which ones were the best ones
Yeah.
and then agonized over getting
You know,
those specifically.
Speaking of that era where
That
you
just
kind
ain't
of
me.
started, John, that's also where I started as well. And
Gibbs Ross probably
honestly,
came
it's
above
like,
Crystal
it's
Beard in the
the
popularity
vibes from the
polls because at
community
least
and
some
different
people
creators
know
that
he
helped you really get
exists.
into it. So,
I would love to see
we
the
talked about it a little bit, but
entire
is there any,
results
like,
of the
kind of key
poll
memories
with
from
the
that
specific
era
numbers of how many
Monster Hunter
votes everybody got.
yeah,
I'd love to see that.
that really resonated with you guys?
The first time jumping in the water and actually being able to swim in it, that was amazing.
There's so many memories. I can't even. I mean, Gormagala showing up, Tetsukabra, you know, fighting that, and then, you know, making all the armor sets. I think that game also hooked me. I couldn't believe how immaculate to me.
I voted
that game
Zamtrio. It's
was.
probably one of
And
the
it's
only
still
three
to
who
this
did,
day,
but it's still my.
just
Yeah.
indented into my, I guess,
Hey, man.
memory. I even told the previous community managers it changed my life, and they're like,
Ruiner
"Huh?"
came from left
And I'm
field.
Like, no, I'm being
Kinda.
serious. This game changed my life.
Abyssal's the one that was the
And
leftist of
I
all
think
the
they
left
kinda were, like,
fields.
taken back by that, and I was like, no, it was my hands were bruised.
It's a shame Crystal Beer's
That's how much
armor is
I
just so
held
dang
on
cool
to
looking. Yeah, why doesn't he
my
look like
3DS,
that?
And it was bruised on the sides, and it was I was clenching the whole time. I didn't move most of my days. I was in my bed playing.
See another moment like
and
Try
it's just-
3U's
I
first
almost
jump into the water.
felt like I
I'm-
was manic.
We'll see, man.
I
We'll see
love
what
the game
Wilds
so
has to
much.
offer.
And I was like, this is it. I love Monster
It's a
Hunter.
long
And I
development
think that-
cycle.
That definitely
They're cooking
solidified my
something.
passion, the 4U days. So yeah, it's great.
I mean, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is literally the only reason why I even bought a 3DS to begin with, because I don't
Same.
care about 3DS.
I bought a 3DS off my
Like,
buddy
I
to
usually
to play
home
that game.
console and stuff like that, but 4 Ultimate did not come out on home console, so I was like, well, I have to get this 3DS because I definitely
Add some sort of
wanna be
aerial
playing
combat
this
in
game.
Wilds. We'll see
And
what they do
4
with the
Ultimate is
birds.
still one of my favorite Monster Hunter stories, and I know that a lot of people don't really play the game for the story; it's more for the gameplay loop and all that. But the journey that you take throughout Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, from the beginning where you fight.
It's a long development cycle. Bethesda fans seething right now.
Brandon.
Yeah, but the thing is that
Fight
Monster
the
Hunter games are
Brandon, I was
good.
like, this fight is awesome. You load the cannons
It's not
with the bullets.
it's
and
not
shoot the
malware
cannons,
designed
and
for
the whale flies
modders.
over you and whatnot, and all these crazy things happen. I love that.
Yeah,
And
dude.
I've
When
been
Elder
asking
Scrolls
forever,
6
"Please
releases
bring
in
them back.
2037 and is kind of
I had
mid,
such hopes for Rise
Yeah,
to see
oh
them
boy.
rise, but yeah, I love that.
regardless if they
introduction.
include Underwater or not, I'm still kind of 50-50 on it. I'm not abandoning hope for Underwater, but I'm
So
not.
you get that
I wouldn't put
feeling
down money
because
on it.
Every village in Monster Hunter always has a very unique vibe to it, from the music to the NPCs that are there, to the interactions and even the quests and some of the characters that you meet while you are there. And then for Ultimate, you get to experience that feeling multiple times, which to me was really cool. And you know, even the whole thing about min-maxing.
They did Underwater with like a clutch claw mechanic. That's kind of what I was saying when I made my first video talking about a hypothetical Monster Hunter 6 back in like, oh god, probably like October or something. I was talking about the fact that like you get into wilds and now we have a game that it has prolonged three-dimensional movement.
I just remember seeing that for the first time.
If Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, Bethesda cannot allow themselves to...
"Is that pizza?"
Dog,
And then
if
we
I was
had a
working
shop,
at
and I was
Bethesda,
like,
I'd
"Oh,
be
what
sweating
is
my
that?" I couldn't
ass
like
off
it.
about
And I
what
had-
happened to
I had a hammer.
Starfield.
Of course, we're not gonna have a pizza. So I was like, oh, I need to try that
People
weapon.
already
And
ain't
people
talking
were
about
saying it,
Starfield, and the
yeah,
modders
they have
aren't
really
touching
cool
it.
weapons, you know,
Like, that's
styles and
not
everything
for a
that
Bethesda
made
game.
me laugh a
That's
lot,
not
too.
good.
So
Another God Eater would be awesome.
I
I've heard a lot of good things about God Eater. I don't know too much about it. It's an old PSP series, I think, right? Underwater and a portable title could be cool. I mean, Ichinose does a lot of crazy crap.
Piece of corn, which, interestingly enough, in Monster Hunter Rise was like one of the best gun licenses in the game.
Oh man, that sounds cool. I did not. Yeah, I need to play that weapon now. Corn popper.
Play Gunlands.
Weapons are so funny. So many different designs.
Hey, it's always good to go back, you know. Yeah.
It's like when I first saw.
Nate's name is now Chuck.
Great
Sorry,
Sword,
wrong
though.
kind
Yeah.
of stream.
Yeah.
We'll have it on hold over.
No, I'm holding an actual
Shit.
spear tuna by the nose and swinging it at monsters.
We'll keep
then
Chuck
for, like,
on
get this
stream
teddy bear
on
that you
hold
beat
until
people with.
Yeah,
until the next
this is
stream.
perfect.
Thanks for
I
the
love
$5, Austin. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, the range of weapons, you know, you've got your serious kind of weapons, you've got the cool looking weapons, more traditional ones, and then obviously you've got like the comedy weapons almost. Like, you know, I think is it you can get a couple of mugs of beer or some other beverage, and I think is it 12
You distinguished
for dwarves?
gentlemen.
For
Damn,
dwarves,
guess I'm
right?
Chuck
You
now.
get the Dargo dual blades and Rise. Like, yeah, there's a load of cool weapons. Obviously, you know, the sword and shield, though, you know, we're quite humble.
The story is
I
up, but the
did get my sword
origami
and
are
sword
so
and shield
cool.
at Rise, though.
Yeah, I have a PP.
Growls
It
really
is
good at.
PSP, right? Because I have PPSSPP. That might be something to take a crack at.
And kind of talking of that, obviously we've touched on about how, you know, we got into Monster Hunter, whether that's friends,
It's weird in
family,
world
content
that it's easier to
creators,
catch a
or looking
sea
for a
lord's
challenge
crestfish
and,
than a great
you know, driven that
bombfish.
time in the early days, you know,
Yeah, I have a
for many
PSP emulator. Maybe maybe
scale,
God Eater might be
always,
a
and
time
then
investment at
all
some
of that
point.
changed.
Why not? Why the fuck
with a
not?
little game called Monster. Oh, what? So
Why
how
not?
was that for you, seeing
There's several
this
God
game
Eater
you
games you can
love
play on
and this
PS5.
community you've
Interesting.
been a part of and kind of nurtured for so long?
This is embarrassing. When I read 2014, I imaged for you, but ended up confused at tutorials hunting herbivores and, and not playing the game anymore.
And normally it's like, okay, we'll have one community manager there. We had all of them on
PPS is
staff there
PP,
that
the
day.
emulator that makes you sound like
And
you're saying
tons
pee
of
pee poo
the
poo.
content creators there, and I'm like,
They're pretty
well,
cheap
this
on
is a big
sale.
thing. We've got this big, huge.
Interesting.
statue of
That might be something to look into.
Rathalos looking up at
I heard a
that,
lot of
and
cool things about
this-
God Eater.
This isn't just, you know,
Don't play
the
Burst
niche
unless you
little fandom
really
that I
want
had
to. Please
before,
buy
though.
God Eater
This is
Resurrection on PS4
Monster
instead.
Hunter
Okay.
Worldwide.
God Eater Resurrection. I'll keep that
Being
in
there with
my mind.
everybody was so cool, and meeting people that been with the series for a while or just getting into it. We'd have all kinds of
God Eater is
people that
peak.
aren't used to the
I've,
series come
like
up
I
and be
said,
like,
good
"What is
word of
this
mouth.
big monster here?" And it's like, well, this is a Rathalos. You know,
God
he's
Eater
one
is
of
so
the main
good.
flips
I have a
of
God
this
Eater
game
tattoo
series,
because
and being able to
all right,
tell
all
them
right.
about it, and then
That's a
actually
good
getting to see
endorsement.
the gameplay and it's not flat world anymore. It's all these massive landscapes and being able to track the monsters around and actually feel like you're hunting them was
Yeah, no, that is dedication. It is seared onto your flesh. That's how much you like it.
It's hard for me to put a lot of this stuff
Crap.
into words, to be quite honest.
Austin,
because
you're being
when I
provoked.
saw
God Eater 2 has
words,
God Eater 2
Monster
Rage
Hunter on
Burst
my
is
screen,
similarly an expansion
when they made the
re-releasing thing
announcement,
of
I felt
God Eater
my
2.
whole
God Eater
body
3 is
bumps
just God Eater
everywhere.
3,
I was
no alternate
goosebumps.
version.
I almost wanted to tear up.
That's a lot of word of mouth all too
we
well. I've heard good things about it before. More monster interactions between monsters and the environment.
Like
I feel like they're probably going to double down on that.
Around me. I remember the moment, and I was like, "This is going to be crazy," because it was always on handheld for me. So to be able to play on my,
Tin can with bear, tin can nose.
Nuts, and I was like, "This is it." Everyone's.
We'll have to plan another Bone Boys stream sometime soon. We'll get the gang together.
I remember the trail.
People's just busy.
Posts I was making.
We're all in our mid-20s now.
We'll
find the time.
It's on PS4. You're gonna have a demo. That means a demo. So when the demo came out, it was over. I was playing that nonstop. I didn't sleep. It was awesome, and I could slide down, with my hammer and, I was just. It was great. Anyway, moving on. I loved it, all of it.
She turned 16 yesterday.
So,
Very cool.
to
Happy
me,
birthday.
That was so meaningful that
Yeah,
I
we're all
was
busy.
so
That is very true. We are all very busy playing Helldivers.
Monster Hunters finally got, because the thing was, I
That's
had
another thing.
Monster
We could
Hunter
totally
in
stream
my channel,
Helldivers.
Before the announcement of World, but it was always like one of those things where I couldn't really.
Gaijin posted on X the top 3 monsters per region. I could check that out later. That's kind of cool.
Right?
Bone Boys, is that your hunting party name now? That's kind of what it turned into.
1 year later, they would
That's
come
kind
to
of
the
what it
West.
turned into.
By then,
You
those
should
were
watch
the
that second,
really
the VOD of that second
content
stream.
creators
We were
who
just
would
running
buy the
around the
Japanese
desert
version,
screaming
they would, like,
bones.
somehow manage to interpret what was going on in the game, and I was like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know.
For democracy. Hell yeah,
can't
brother. Hell yeah,
the
brother.
game in Japanese, it's just really weird to me. I can't play it like that. So when I realized that this one was going to have a worldwide release, I was like, oh my god, I've been waiting for this for so long. I've been wanting to cover. So instantly, just like video after video, telling people about how amazing this game is, and we all need to play this game. This is going to be insane. And it was that. And then the moment the demo came out was when it all came together, because I was like, up until that point, you don't really know what the gameplay feels like.
We're hunting for
Monster
bones.
Hunter has
You got a
this
permit for all those
texture to it,
bones?
to the way
They
that
none of them
it
had
plays,
permits for
the
the
way that
bones.
each move
Bone
feels
Boys
when you hit the
Radio on
monster and all of that.
98.7 The
And
Femur.
with the more, let's say, more fluid animations that were seen for Monster
I'm kind of
World
down
now,
with Bone Boys
a lot
being
of
our
people were
actual
questioning
name.
themselves, is it
Helldivers isn't
still
really my
going
type of
to feel
game.
like
Gets a
Monster
parody
Hunter?
fun shooter, but I
And when
suck
we
at shooters. I'm
finally
not a
get
fan
our
of
hands
sci.
in the beta, it's
Fair
like,
enough.
yes,
You know?
it still
Ain't
feels like
gonna
it's
be
so
everybody's cup of
good.
tea, but damn,
And
is
it
that
was
just a
just
good
completely
game.
insanity from there. I was completely addicted. I put in over,
Give us your
way
skull.
over 100 hours in that demo. Checked out every single weapon. Did runs where we were killing all of the monsters that were just there that you weren't even supposed to kill, like chase after Rathalos because he shows up, and chase after Anjanath when he shows up. And there was even like a rare monster that wouldn't always show up, which was
How long are they gonna
Puke.
talk? I don't know.
So like there was a chance that the Puke would spawn in the map, but it would only do it like once every 100 times or something ridiculous like that. So everybody was running through the beta over and over and over trying to see if they could get the Puke to spawn.
Hope that SNK collabs
Yeah, I
with
think one of the
Monhan
cool
one day.
things about World
Kyo and
also,
Iori
and
punching
Iceborne,
Sinoger.
getting to Iceborne,
Connor's Monster Hunter
was
Group, the
that it
Bone
was the first
Collectors.
kind of like
Oh, they
free
yapping.
title update and expansion.
You can go to bed,
that was
dog. You're
going on
fine.
For a Monster Hunter title, so it was like the game launched.
I gotta
and
go
it
to
was,
bed
like, a
soon, too.
longer-term relationship with the game, honestly, like several years. Of
Let us
playing,
take their
people are still
bones.
playing
They
the
are
game, so,
distracted.
I think that's one of the cool things.
It wasn't a matter of
about
distraction.
being
We
able to
killed
control
everything on the map and
rides,
stole
being
all
able
their
to monsters
bones.
revealed with
They've
the
been talking
different
for
events
30
and
minutes
whatnot.
now.
I think that was just really cool to see, and I know the team really loves the monster reveals and seeing everybody's reactions. So yeah, anytime we see your guys' reactions, we're always making sure that the team in Japan knows about it as well.
The
You haven't
changing
slept
of
yet?
the- of
Jesus,
the
man.
gathering hub was
I'm a night owl,
fantastic.
dog.
The way that
I'm
it
good.
could completely change whenever there was a new event. Like, hey, here's the spring event, completely different gathering hub, and it would always bring the community together because everybody wanted to go farm the special like events that would be available at any given time to get all the special timed rewards and whatnot. I thought that was an absolute blast. And even when the sieges would come and, you know, again, the community would just jump back in and everybody would be grinding stuff. It was really cool. And,
I stayed up all
another
night
really
so
cool
far,
aspect
so
was
hey,
the
me
fact
too,
that,
buddy.
The lobbies would actually hold more players. So you would constantly have like a bunch of players in your lobby and different people running different things. It was just such a good time.
I love that. Yeah, like the 16 people, you know, player lobbies was nuts. And being able to take pictures, I mean, I loved taking pictures with everyone because, you know, being able to do that, capture those memories with everyone, and also having all the hunts be faster. So you can get your weapons and, you know, if you don't want to hunt that monster, you can go somewhere else to the other side and someone
I'm a
hunts it,
night owl,
you know?
falls
So
asleep at 10
I
p.m.
loved
sharp like a
how
good
cool
little
everything
boy.
was. And I think also
Ain't me,
making
dog.
mistakes a lot faster. You know, it's just everything was perfect, and it felt like a challenge. You know, like every time you played the monsters that came out, it was a challenge.
Sleep is
you know,
for the
and
weak.
it
It is.
brought me a
It
little
is
bit
a
of good
Tuesday,
stress,
I think.
I think.
Yes.
I really
yes.
love that. I was like, oh
I
man,
forgot what day of the
this
week
is
it
gonna be hard,
was.
guys. I guess we're not sleeping tonight, and that's one of our
Don't feel
favorite
bad
things
for
to
him
say
staying
to
up
each
till
other, like,
bed at 9
"Are
a.m.
you prepped for
Yes,
this? Did you
woke up at
shower?
like 4.
Did you fry some snacks? Do you have 2 different waters?
Dog,
You
the,
got different drinks. You have to have water and
The day I got done the music video from last night, I was up editing that at 10 in the morning.
You prep each other too, so it's awesome. It was
Flintstones
awesome.
gummy
I love
chuggers,
those
hell
days.
yeah,
And
brother.
We have them again, you know. We still have them again. You know, people are still going, you know, coming back to World.
Oh yeah.
I am. So it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I loved always seeing the big gathering halls just full of people. You know, we'd have people on.
Controversial opinion. I really like Sleep.
Just,
Sleep
you know,
is
with,
cool
like a little hot
when it's
spring,
not
they'd just be
when it's
hanging
not
out in there.
preventing me from
You
doing
know,
other
people doing
stuff.
arm wrestling, and it was great as a streamer because you could have just different groups of people be like, all right, we completed this quest, let's shuffle the next group in, and you just constantly be working together towards
Gonna peace
stuff.
out. See y'all later. Yeah, we're probably gonna be winding
Yeah,
down
it's
soon
also,
because they're
you
just
know, you've already
chatting
touched
and
on
whatnot.
our
Sleep
next
is a
topic,
myth.
which is kind of favorite memories from World and Iceborne. And you know, for me, it kind of starts quite humble with having more of my friends.
Hi, Space Runner.
To Monster Hunter and
I might
playing
stream
through
again
with
later
them
today,
and
honestly.
trying
I'm
to
having
bond
fun.
with them. But then
I try to get my sleep schedule into order again because this burnout I suffer, those messing. Yeah, it's good to get, and as I get older, it's be good to get in line. But for right now, while I'm a little younger, it's fun. I gotta hang around these streams more often. I don't stream a ton, but I might more often. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And since I make really long form content, it's good for me to stream because that's me like engaging in between breaks when I'm not gonna be posting for a little chunk of time because I got something in the oven.
Fatalis was great as well. Fatalis was insane. Just the kind of pressure I felt in that hunt. And then the kind of the
I hope they bring back those massive lobbies. I feel like they probably will.
That was really
Somehow the celebration has me burnt out.
My elemental set was.
Yeah, I mean we're barely even listening to them anymore. We gotta do a game stream soon? We should. Yeah, we'll find the time for it. This is our Discord server in the meantime. Kinda. That in the comment section. I'll figure something out. Yeah, let me like just wind them way down. Because I probably, because it's what? Quarter past or quarter to? Yeah, I should probably wind down. Yeah, let me... I think we are... I think we're going to wind things down. I kind of want to nibble on something and then go to bed. And then wake up and... Yeah, maybe stream again later tonight. It's only 8 p.m. where I am at, so I'm still wide awake. Yeah, it's 8 a.m. where I am, brother. So, I think, yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. Thanks for the great... Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this. 5:43 for me. I got to school in 30 minutes. Jesus Christ, dog. That I told you to go to bed, Walter White. All right, now you're gonna teach all your chemistry class students wrong. Then you're gonna get fired, and then Giancarlo Esposito's gonna scare you in the desert. And you know what? That's your worth. Yeah, if you say so, man. See you later tonight, then. Yeah, I'll probably hop back on and stream a Monster Hunter game. We'll talk about the anniversary and whatnot. But, yeah, no, I'm going to get a little bit of shut-eye. So you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you guys soon.